Dana, wake up. This is the earliest you've ever done this.
I'm up at 6:15 every morning, but we're recording very early. This is farmers' hours. I don't want to give it a time, but it's very early. You can see that we both have drinking problems, so
yeah,
we have sunglasses on because we haven't been able to go to our dermatologist and get that sort of sponge vacuum thing they do for.
I'll be doing it. Someone in the comments said, "You drink too much. You look so shitty." I go, "I don't barely drink at all." So it might be Mother Nature.
Newsflash.
Thanks for your commentary.
If you drink heavy, you're going to get booze face, resting booze face. But if you drink light and hydrate, then never know. I'll tell you another thing. If you like processed carbohydrates, a lot of them,
yeah,
it's tough on the old epidural around the cranium. Okay, so
hey, Dana, your epidermis is showing.
These guys are doing AM things now. What is this? Good Morning America now? Jesus.
This is the cock-a-doodle-doo show. So we're doing this because we did already do Superfly Saturday in New York to give people a summary on this episode of the rehearsal, the blah, blah, blah. But we didn't do the real show. Yeah. So we're just doing a pickup, an intro, a few things about the live show. Right. And we'll probably do it again next week.
Right.
Because there was too much going on.
There was too much going on. We could only do it Saturday. And then I thought, well, how can we talk about the Sunday night 50th on Saturday?
Yeah.
And David, I remember your eyes got real big and you went blank. You're like, holy tomatoes.
I didn't even put that together.
You're like, we can't talk about what hasn't happened yet, but now it has happened. So I wasn't there. I had the flu. I was on the downside of it, but I still didn't have the oomph to travel, wasn't recommended. So you went to represent our podcast. What do you got to say?
The most questions I got about it, I'll just go through it, aside from where's Dana, which we cleared up, was, which you did want to be there and you would have fucking killed it, of course, was Ryan Reynolds and Blake being there. Why were they there? They were there because I think they both hosted. If you have hosted, you are invited. You can come to any of those events, correct?
Yes. And of course, we all know this, whatever. I don't do a deep dive on it, but there's some kind of legal action with some actor, Baldino's. It sounds like some kind of pasta place. And, I don't know what it is. I don't deep dive on it like you and Heather and Greg do, but our team, but you guys... But I thought it was kind of funny because it's been in all the newspapers. Yes, I'm from the 50s, all the newspapers. And when Ryan Reynolds said, "What have you heard?" basically tongue in cheek about it. It was a good moment.
Just that was funny.
Yeah, but of course, funny. They should go. They should go to the show.
They're like us. Just whatever's going on, you try to make a joke about it. But now listen, so they show up. I think nothing of it. I don't really even put it all together. Why are they there? I'm like, oh, yeah, they host. Well, everyone there is a celebrity wherever you walk.
It's 400 people, and they're celebrities or old billionaires. There was a lot of walking cadavers, Civil War veterans,
actual cadavers. There was walking cadavers. There was one foot in the graves.
Well, remember those? You'd see those old timey things, and it's 1935, and here these Civil War veterans are now marching down Times Square. These gentlemen are now 119, but fought in the Civil War, and they're in wheelchairs. It's very sad and poignant. But
you give them some applause.
We had some seniors. I would have been a senior. I'm busting myself too. Go ahead.
Yeah, someone gave me a compliment. They said I got old fast. So I said, "Oh, I got old, and the truth is I got old the normal way, but they just said it just seems very rapid." I said, okay, thank you.
I don't like when people haven't seen you a while and they get a scared look on their face. They don't say anything. They just
go casually, holy shit.
They just go, whoa. I like that other version of you.
What happened? Okay, so Blake and Ryan, here's my theory. Two theories about this whole thing that people have asked me. One, it was funny. Two, I think Taylor Swift did not come. She came last time to the 40th, but I think they're in a bit of a snit. I hate to use these words, but I think there's a little bit of minor friction, possibly.
I
don't know for sure.
Oh yeah, I should insert this before you go any further. And I know it's going to come off like a non sequitur, but I watched the 50th with Taylor.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I know. We're just friends, casual friends, and I don't really go public with it. But
she had a lot to say. Couch with you.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
with Paula,
I think maybe there was something there. Also, there was some kerfuffle because I guess Scarlett was married to Ryan Reynolds, Scarlett Johansson, and she was all over the show.
But and not also, all over Ryan Reynolds.
What a lovely human. She was so fun. She's a great SNL, like, borderline cast member. And she was not all over Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
I didn't put that together for the longest time, but no one actually gave a fat fuck. No one said anything. She wasn't weird. No one was weird about it. But I had read that, and I'm like, this is always written by someone that wasn't there. But anyway, we were having fun. And here's a little nug. You know Wally. I love that Wally, he always gets shout outs here. I told him that he gets shout outs a lot. He's our cue card guy since day one.
For decades. The best. And it's a sneakily really difficult job when he's timing those cards to the actor.
They're sneakily heavy. And a side note, when Tom Hanks gave a speech at the Lorne, like, toast.
Oh, the toast to Lorne.
The toast to Lorne. Seth was funny. Tina was extremely funny. And then Tom Hanks got up and he goes, this is going to be a long speech. So, and then he had Wally come out with the cue cards just in the middle of a bar and do the cue cards so he could read.
That's a good joke. Yeah.
That's a good bit. Okay. So Wally gets, not tricked, but he goes on a radio station in Australia. You know, I don't know how many press events Wally's doing.
The cue card guy goes on a radio station. What, this sounds like a novel or something.
It's hysterical. But you know how it's like, he's so sweet. Now, they definitely want to get one answer from him. So at the very end, they go, hey, by the way, what was with that Ryan Reynolds thing?
God, it just goes
Did he just make that up? Or was that an ad lib? Or was it? And he said, oh, he had a different line in the script. And then he came up with that. And so,
well, that's sort of archetypal. It's a classic line. I guess we're going to see it. Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's such a throwaway, but because of the situation, here's what I saw. Let's see.
Mm-hmm. You're telling me that SNL's plan was not to have Ryan Reynolds poke fun at his wife's SH allegations, but it was
SA, sexual assault.
Switch it up with a little improv. I 1000% believe that. Cue Card Wally, who has been doing the cue cards for SNL for the past
Cue Card
5 years, is on the Fifi Fef and Nick show, and he actually spilled the tea.
Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively have been in the news a lot, and Ryan Reynolds, we want to know, was that an improv or was it scripted, his little piece he did?
Yeah.
That was actually, he had a different line in rehearsal, and he pitched that to replace it. So that was his idea to do it.
He pitched that.
We wouldn't want to do anything too controversial unless they were in on it.
Why?
So yeah, that was his line. That was his idea to do it.
Right. He said we wouldn't want anyone to do something that they weren't in on, which is true. Right. Yeah. We're not there to bamboozle a host or he had to be aware.
But it was the classic. Why? What have you heard? When it was perfect.
Great.
Right.
And they didn't elaborate. They just did it.
But when you're saying this, the Baldini lively extravaganza kind of was all over the show. I texted Lauren afterwards, wish I could have been there. And instead of talking about the show, he just goes, Baldini will now countersue. I think that Lively will probably get a new attorney. And I said, but boy, that Tom Hanks was great. And what about that monologue with Steve? And he goes, I don't know where Ryan Reynolds is on this, but certainly they have deep pockets. So it's big at that 50th.
Baldoni's Meatball Shop is still open. But I will say Baldino, we've said it wrong literally every single time we're adding vowels.
I would I'll say this right now. If he wants to come on and tell his side of his
he can tell us anything.
I would love that.
We're the new fucking Kiki Boo Boo and Pop Pop show in Australia. Yeah.
We're going to put a shrimp on a babby. Barbie?
So,
babby.
I would say that it's also, being at the SNL thing and everyone sort of saying, hey, cool, Ryan Reynolds and Blake are here. It helps.
Okay, enough of them. Now I missed it. So what did I miss? What was the most emotional or fun? I watched the show. But I wasn't
I did
there.
see Eddie Murphy. People ask me if I'm tight with Eddie Murphy. Everything bad has evaporated. I walked by him. I saw him at something, and then he was at Chris Rock's thing. I didn't talk to him, but there's absolutely no anything anymore. Everyone was cool. He was in sketches. He was upbeat. The 40th, remember, he didn't do anything.
Yeah, Tracy Morgan impression was great,
and then he did that Black Jeopardy. I had a great seat for that one. I saw it, hilarious. Good to see Eddie doing Eddie stuff like that. He's great at it. I walked past him on the way into the show, and he put his arm back and blocked me, and so I had to say hi and give him a hug. He was super cool. Dapped him up. Is too much lingo for you, Dana?
What is the phrase "water under the bridge"? Who started that? I mean, it was Billy Bridge or Stevie Water, but "water under the bridge" means that whole thing with you and Eddie is so over. Now you're friends. I'm tearing up behind my cool shades right now.
We were friendly. We should have taken a picture because it was fun to see him. And then there was no weird vibes at the show.
Okay,
it was all good.
Sketch of the night. Blink.
Sketch of the night. Oh, that's tough. I liked a lot of different things. I liked Amy and Tina going. Am I being too political?
No,
I liked Amy and Tina going into the audience and Q&A. They're always funny to me. When you see the script and it says audience Q&A and there's 35 celebrities listed in the cast that are in it, that's so fun because Peyton Manning's doing one joke. Everyone flies in for one joke. It's great. And some hit really big. I thought the combo of Lovitz's joke, which is funny that he's sitting at so far away in the American Girl store.
That's good.
Hilarious. And then he goes, I'm not mad. I'm just saying.
I just want to know why.
Yeah. So
I think
fun.
was so Tina
really
and
hilarious.
Amy are great writers, super likable.
And then they come back and she said, oh, we gave that seat to Julia Louise's, well,
here,
support
I
dog.
felt bad that I couldn't go because I think that Mike and I were supposed to do Wayne's World. So I was glad, and I thought that Linda Richmond, the Coffee Talk woman, came out and really scored, and we talked about it. And I said, Miles Teller was kind of nice looking, playing it very real with them, and they're the Long Island, Amy and Maya.
They were funny,
then Linda Richmond comes in like this neurotic, like crazy person, and he's landing all his hooks, and they're playing it kind of straight. They're trying to understand this crazy character. So I thought that landed very nice. So I was happy about that for letting.
Yeah, Mike got a good score in there. And, it was good because it was, and Wayne's World would have done great, but it was fun to see that because the show was bloated out to about 320.
320. Yeah. Wayne's World would have done great. I would have been really happy to do it, but I couldn't make it.
Yeah. Garth looks sickly. I saw him the other day at the mall.
The Garth? Garth Brooks?
No, your Garth. He's like,
oh, my God.
He's just walking around. He's at the comic book store.
He just got pubes, man, so leave him alone.
He's a guy alone. You know what was one I would have edited out? And this is a ballsy take.
Uh-oh. Hot take.
Are you ready for fucking front headlines?
Edit.
I would have lifted the Belushi at the end.
That just made me sad.
It made me sad, and Paul McCartney had to follow it.
Great, because Tom Schiller was a great little filmmaker. He did some cool stuff, but in that moment, I felt a little sad. And
well, first of all, Bill Murray's there. He's watching all his friends. If we were there and we see people that we were super tight with, and they're all passed away, it just it's heavy for me. And didn't know them all, and then it just makes the whole place go, holy shit! Now that was a big famous video they shot for like
a little
the
short
first
film.
seconds.
Tom Schiller Vision,
maybe the first or second or third season, right?
Yes, yeah. And it was cool, and Belushi was really good in it. It just was sort of a left turn after Scared Straight. And Debbie Downer, every time I see it, I'm happy. And the reason I get so happy is that the sound effects start to change over time.
Yeah.
And
I actually wanted more. I wanted a foghorn.
Wood chopper.
Also, I wanted to hear birds coming in. while they push into her. Just anything stupid.
Oh, anything. That's great. We always love to see that. And Rachel, she's great.
She's
now. What do you
great.
think, Chevy, at the beginning? Because I know some of the people he was listing. Top 10 update. He did say in not any particular order.
Oh, you're talking about Bill Murray?
Bill Murray. Sorry, did I say Chevy? Oh, Bill Murray.
Well,
not in any particular order. Chevy was on there, but we saw our friend Dennis was on there.
Oh, on the weekend update.
Bill Murray, top
my
10
first
update, guys. People.
My first Bill Murray story, before I tell you that, was they put you in the audience and you look at your placards. During rehearsal, you see where everyone's going to wind up sitting, and you go, "Oh, that person's here. Oh, they're coming." And then I was over here. I told you I was nowhere near you. Mm-hmm. And then when I went to the show, they go, "Your place is different," and it was front row next to Bill Murray. And in front of Meryl Streep, Marty Short, I was like, "Oh, this is great." And Brandy Carlisle to my left. So I go, "This is super fun." And they do it. And then Bill Murray's backstage. But when we go out, it's 3 minutes and they're like, "Oh, he's not out there." So bless his heart, seat filler comes in. They do a joke about Bill Murray to cut to him is the point of it. And the camera guy goes like this. And he goes, I see him on the headset. He's like, he's not there. And they put the camera. I'm like, oh, what a bummer.
There's two people there I would have actually sheepishly went up to with pen and paper and said, "Excuse me, could I get an autograph?"
Right.
That would have been Meryl Streep and Brandy Carlisle. Those would have been two people I don't ever do this. And I don't want a picture. I want a signature. So I thought Meryl Streep it was so fun to watch her in the abduction alien sketch next to Kate McKinnon. Because she was having so much fun. And when it ended, you could see she was on a high. Because she's done everything, but has she done
never hosted?
Never hosted, yeah. Maybe Streep will now. I guess her and Martin Short are friends.
We don't know. Friends with Benny's.
I want to hang out with Martin Short as much as I could, actually.
Yeah. If they are together, fun. Because remember, we all went to the store. We all went to the Comedy Cellar that night. And what a fun thing. It's fun. Those two look like a blast.
Well, Martin, I don't know her. I just know she's a genius, but she's also seems very real. And Martin Short can go from serious, dramatic, profound to funny in a flash. So if you're at a party and you sit next to him, then you're just happy. He's not always on, but he can be on.
She seemed very lighthearted. I love seeing Nicholson there.
That was very cool.
It's like a tearjerker. Like, what a freaking movie star.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Sandler.
Hey,
thank you. Well, thank you, Jack. So I'm doing Sandler in his real voice, not the. And his song was great and very emotional. That teared me up.
Yeah, unreal.
6 years, Jan.
Gave props to everyone.
Yeah.
Got a standing ovation.
Yeah. The only standing with our friend Sandman. Just saying. But it was emotional and well written. Dan Bula on the keyboards.
Yeah, of course.
Adam's right-hand man in music.
What I do like about this whole thing, Dana, is aside from Bula is great. I didn't mean to cut you off there. When you see a host like Adam Driver, who I don't know from Adam, I don't know this guy.
Literally.
He's just a big star. Seems kind of quiet. He just comes everyone comes and just says, "Hey, if you want to put me in something, if not, I'll sit in the audience. This will be a fun event." And they go, "This is how it works." They write a sketch. They wrote that New York musical sketch, and they go, "Hey, Adam Driver, you're here. Do you want to play a hot dog?" And he goes,
"Sure.
Yeah." And puts on a hot dog costume, goes out there. Maya's a syringe. I didn't even figure out she was a syringe, and I was in it. It took me till the very end because I took a picture of her. Oh, I never posted that one, Heather. I should have. Maya being a syringe was so funny. She's backstage.
It was a little dark, but those things are so much fun. I love Nathan Lane, my old buddy from the Mickey Rooney
cocaine
show.
And vodka.
Coming out.
Cocaine and...
I'll just say this for Inside Baseball. When you're a movie star, you're in your trailer most of the time.
Vodka.
You go out, you do 20 takes or something. It's so slow motion. And then you go here and it's live and you're dressed like a hot dog. It's just a rush.
And everyone's laughing during your take instead of after. When you're in a movie, you're not allowed to make any noise. Yeah. And everyone's high-fiving you and you're just running into people you don't even know. And they're like, "Hey, I saw you in this."
Yeah. So,
but he was cool. He was also a score. I was telling you earlier when Julie Louise has her seeing eye dog, the dog's blind. And she goes, he's getting weird vibes from Adam Driver next to him. The energy in Adam Driver's like this. Just staring, just not playing it too big, just staring off.
No, that guy
because everyone says he's got a weird vibe. It's so funny.
Look it up. It's not probably on Amazon Prime. You can look up Ferrari. He was so brilliant.
Was he good in that?
Well, he was ridiculous in that. I mean, it's a kind of a dark movie, but that guy's brilliant. So to see him do live sketch, I think he had a time of his life, you know?
Cool, dude. We will wrap it up because we got the actual podcast. But other than that, Kevin Costner was just there at rehearsal, just watching. They wound up putting him in the audience just because he was coming to the show. He went to rehearsal. He was at Chris's. So he felt right into the mix. And
Costner just looks cool. He just always looks cool. I don't know what.
He looked cool. He looked like someone from Young Guns. He's just standing inside. He's very comfortable. Like you can talk to him and he's very nice. But if no one's talking to him, he's okay just being by himself, just staring, watching.
Oh, if you talk to him, so I don't know if people know this. Like he's an inventor. He loves movies. Don't get me wrong, but he'll talk about. He had stuff for when the Gulf of Mexico, now the Gulf of America. There was an oil spill, and he has proprietary technology to do that. So he's like an inventor as well as a producer director. So Dancing with Wolves was good. Go out on a limb.
It was fine. That was fine.
Yeah, wolves were not dancing.
I'm a movie reviewer. It would be nothing without the wolves. Okay, that's it. So let's leave it at that. And now we're going into the real podcast that we already did, and we'll tell you about the rehearsals and all the other fun. Yeah.
Now this is like sort of a trippy one because now you'll hear us talking and not before the actual 50th. So this is a little Twilight Zone, a little Rod Serling for you. So don't get thrown.
Okay, thanks, and we will see you on the other half of this podcast.
God save the Queen.
So the sports book Born in Vegas, Dana, is our friends over at BetMGM, which you can always tag them and follow them. BetMGM NBA Fast Break free to play. Now see here.
Now, what you have to do is log into BetMGM every day and play new Fast Break basketball game for your chances to win prizes. David?
Am I reading this right?
Am I reading this right? My words, not yours.
All you need to do is log on to BetMGM, head to the promotions page, and fire up Fast Break to find yourself on the b-ball court.
Play Fast Break for your daily shot at boost tokens, bonus bets, or bonus spins.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. This promotional offer is not available in Mississippi, New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. for New York, 877-8-HOPE-NY. Or text HOPE-NY. That's 467-369. For Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023.
New and existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 7 days. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Okay, so Dana, I'm here at a hotel.
Let me guess. The Four Seasons.
No, I'm not going to tell everyone.
I'm just going by the wallpaper. Well, does it matter?
It doesn't matter. It's over. Well, I'm here during the SNL weekend, and I will walk you through the steps, and we're only on, just to full disclosure, Saturday night. Is that what it is? And the show is Sunday night. So this is airing Fridays. This is a little ahead, but people will know I'm not giving spoilers because it's over already.
Right.
Right.
And for me, I had lingering effects from the flu, cough, and fatigue. So I was told not to travel. So I couldn't make it. But if I had made it.
Yeah, I saw where you were sitting in the audience. I was like,
that little placard.
Yeah, they don't even put us. We're not even near each other, which is the worst thing.
Well, Yeah. Isn't John Lovitz we're past tense now. Didn't John Lovitz and Kevin Nealon sit together?
We don't know. Half the fun we were saying is looking where they put all the placards. You're like, holy shit, this is going to be. I was eating my Caesar salad and I realized I was in Meryl Streep's seat, but we'll show a picture of that. I'll send them a picture, Heather. And so just now I got back from rehearsal. They put me in a line in a sketch. So it is the longest sketch.
It's not the Californians, was it?
No.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking of the 40th. This is Mulaney, and I'm like, I don't even have to read it. Mulaney and Colin Jost wrote it. I love it.
Let me guess. They did a big Broadway show.
Yep. It's singing.
Yeah. He did one when I was there in the fall. It was very cool. A lot of moving parts. I think a bus came in and Bowen Yang came out. It's like,
yeah.
And Pete Davidson is always there at the beginning.
And I'm with Pete Davidson at the beginning. So we're by a hot dog cart, and we're basically saying, hey, we're new to New York. It's 1975. We're artists and we're excited to. And John's like, don't you know that it's New York? And you read the screen, it's 1975. No one wants to be here. The city's trash at this point. Dangerous. So we're trying to figure out. He kind of walks us through. He goes, I'll let New York speak for itself. And then, someone comes out as a hot dog and
cupcake. I've seen them. They're very entertaining and really, really produce big kind of number.
We're over on the side, and I go, don't squinch us over here. But then it moves to, I think, Maya. And
it
Adam.
takes up multiple sets in space. Yeah.
You go, us, Maya, Adam Driver sing. A lot of people can sing. I think you can sing too. I don't really sing. So luckily
I'm not. Maya can sing.
Maya can sing. A lot of these girls. Kristen Wiig is there. I love. She, I never see her. I never see her out. So a lot of fun to see her. She sings. It's funny. Scarlett Johansson, just the most random group. That's the fun of having people back, like the 40th. You just throw people in. I think Billy Crystal's in it. I think Nathan Lane.
Well, that's the kind of sketch that you could really put a lot of people in it.
Yeah, just cram them in.
Yeah, everybody gets. You could just think of, he'll do this, she'll do that.
Everyone gets to laugh, and so I just ran home and just walked on here because our run through for our sketch was 4 hours, I think, at least, yeah, and that's long for a rehearsal, 4.5. So we got there. I had to use Heidi Gardner's dressing room. When I got in there, because there's a shortage. Yeah. So I go in this dressing room and I go, is this someone's dressing room? They're like, yeah, it's Heidi's. I was like, well, that's nice that she's cool. I feel bad. And then I see a gift bag and there's also one for Ryan Reynolds. And they're like, oh, he's using it right now, but his sketch is done. So he and Blake are leaving and you take over now. So if he comes back in, he'll just grab his gift bag. So when I'm leaving, of course I have to do a bit. He's signing something and I go behind him and go, wait, are you getting paid for this? And, big laughs by the page desk. And then said hi. And then we talked for a second. Then I went in and waited for our sketch, but really fun rehearsal day.
Did you use your time in New York City around all these talented, famous people to pitch them coming on one of us?
You know what? I didn't. Because
I know it's so awkward.
It's so awkward, but a lot of people have seen it. A lot of people say we saw it, and they listened to it or whatever. Everyone's very cool. One of the cool things was when I was waiting to go on, I saw just Kevin Costner standing in 8H just watching. And so naturally I just go chat him up, but he's just like, yeah, I'm not in the show. I'm just checking it out. I said, hey, if Yellowstone needs a punch up, we get some big fucking laughs in there. We got some big set pieces we can do.
Yeah. He's pretty cool. I'll tell you a little 1-minute story. So
sounds like
a while back, I was doing Bob Costas charity event in St. Louis. for whatever reason, I don't demand anything, but I was doing a corporate in Texas, and Bob Costas provided a private jet for me to St. Louis.
Great.
And then it was going to take me home. So then we do the show, and Costner's there with his band, and he's really good. He's like a country western band. I go, your songs are, it came up, it was catchy songs. He goes, catchy? He thought maybe it was a diss. Catchy? What do you mean catchy? Well, catchy's good. That's the Beatles are good. But then we're at the after thing, we're at the table having fun talking and stuff. And it came out that I have a private jet. It was a Citation 10, brand new, taking me back. At that point, I was living in the Bay Area. So I said, you should jump on. Yeah, for sure. So for about 2 hours, he was coming on the jet. It was going to be really fun hanging out with him. Oh, my God,
how fun.
And then the guy came over, whatever. Somebody came over and said, oh, sorry, the jet can't drop you off in Napa, California, and then take Kevin to Santa Barbara.
Well, why not?
Then it was a big wah, wah. So but then this is the part where, and I was like saying, yeah, but we could drop him off. You know, I was just kind of embarrassed in a way. Why do I have a jet? Fucking Kevin. And then he was so cool about it. No, this doesn't matter. It's fine. Yeah. He was just not even for 1 second, 1 millisecond did he go, what, that guy getting a jet? And I'm not. So anyway, that's a showbiz story right there.
Oh, yeah. I saw a clip of Yellowstone the other day. He goes, hey, Rip, hire someone here and don't hire some sissy. Like, okay. Then they hire a girl that's like sort of a redneck girl. That's the only clip I just saw.
There is no more alpha male show, and it was a sleeper. It built the whole Taylor Sheridan empire. Now we have Landman. But when I first started watching Yellowstone, because I love that. I was bullied as, I was a little kid. So I love the idea, you and me are going to tussle. You want to throw down, come on. Every guy wants to beat the shit out of someone else for just looking at him the wrong way.
Yeah,
You're talking to me, I'll talk back to you with my fist.
I'll beat your fucking ass. Yeah, he has a cool, gruff voice in it. Love Costner. I love we're talking about Costner, the only guy that is not in the show. But he is cool, and everyone needs to understand that it's really fun to see him in the real world. I'm going to do a Dana and hold this. Hey, folks, what's going on? A little crowd work?
Yeah, do a little. Hey, folks. Have you tried the veal?
You guys married? Here's what I do when I do crowd work. I go, they always have shitty appetizers. So I go to a couple. I go, what'd you guys have there? Chili bites? And they're like, no, I let them answer. What'd you guys have? And they're like, oh, hot dog, mini wieners. And I go, no, that's not a good one. Hey, what'd you guys have there? I'll do it to you, Dana. And then you say,
what do I say?
You say pizza bite.
Well, normally they're having pizza bread or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, say pizza bread. Okay. Hey, you guys together? Yep, say yes.
Yep, yes.
What are you guys having?
Pizza bread.
Oh, anniversary or something? Anyway, then I walk over here.
So the joke is for an anniversary, they're just having pizza bread.
Yeah, no. And I look around. I go, "What'd you have? A big pretzel? Oh, anniversary, birthday, or something."
My my go-to is this. I think it was great. I just want to know.
Great, thank you.
If you use this joke, we're going back to the 80s,
and I will whatever you say.
It changed. Heckler heckles, right? Okay. So heckle me. Hey, I'm Dana Carvey, and what's going on? Hey.
Oh, hey. What? Bring on the last guy.
Hey, man. I don't come to Jack in the Box and bother you when you're working.
God, applause.
It would kill. And you know what the 2025 one is?
Yeah.
I don't come to your job and slap the dick out of your
mouth while you're working.
You know that one. That always kills. A little X-rated for me, though.
Yeah, it's a little, Dana, you can work clean. You and Nate Bargatze.
No, Nate is perfectly clean.
Oh, I will tell you one more story before we get into it. I land. I run into Anya Taylor-Joy on the plane.
Oh,
on the flight. Yeah, she was on the flight with her husband. Cool dude. I love her. Very cool to see someone like that dressed like a London, like suede shorts or something. She looked great. Anyway, so blah blah blah. Go eat by myself when I land, and there's nothing the first night. So Chris Rock talked about maybe we'll do a set or go do stand-up or something. Why not? So I get there by myself. I eat at Houston's. I know it's not New Yorky enough.
Yeah.
But when I was in Houston, I ate at Manhattan's.
Good night.
So
try the wine. Try the view.
So I go, so Nate Bargatze is in town, and I forgot to see that he was here. And he said, hey,
Nate Bargatze, is he a Nazi? He's not, but it rhymes. You got it. If it rhymes, you got to say
exactly.
It.
It's funny. So then Nate says, I'm at this comedy club. You want to go do a set? And I said, yeah. What about the Comedy Cellar? And he said, we'll go there next. So I met him. We drove to the Comedy Cellar. On the way, Rock is in bed. It's not that late, but he goes, I'm just laying around. I go, you want to come out? If you go to the cellar, I will. And I go, okay. So we go to the cellar.
So he's almost asleep. He's in pajamas. And if he goes to a certain comedy club, he gets up, gets off his slippers.
It's like 10:30. So he puts on this beanie, comes down.
Mm-hmm.
So then we go, and you have to bump everybody. And that's the hard part. So Leslie Jones is on, I think. So they already have a good lineup.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go, Nate, why don't you go up, bring me up. I'll bring Chris up.
So you're going to follow Nate.
There's no winning. Leslie's hard to follow. Nate will fucking kill.
Leslie's hard to follow. She's a pistol.
She goes, I did your favorite crowd work. I go, oh yeah. When she was on the podcast, we talked about crowd work.
People that are civilians, quick insert, and I talked to some people today, they think crowd work is the bravest, hardest thing any stand-up could do. They just think, would you ever, I saw this guy, Matt Rife. He did his whole thing was crowd work. That was amazing. Do you think you could do that too? Or you'd be too scared?
Could you ever?
Well, you don't have to write any material and you record 5 shows. Matt is great at crowd work, but it is kind of nice. Material is hard. But go ahead with your story.
Yeah.
So you're down at the cellar. You're following Nate.
Yeah, I'm not a crowd work guy, but it's actually too hard for me. I would get lost. You got to go, this couple is here, and why don't you go home with them? And, if you really are in that vibe, it fucking kills. It's great. Mm-hmm. So anyway, and so this is all one show, right? So I go, oh, they're getting a pretty good show. And then they go, oh, are you kidding? You know who was just on before you that popped in? Mulaney, Steve Martin, Martin Short. So it went those 3, Leslie, and then us 3, and that's just one show.
Okay, hold on. You're blowing my mind. Are you saying that Steve Martin got up and did stand-up at the cellar?
Yeah, practice stuff with Martin. And then Marty got up with him.
Oh, with Marty. Yeah.
They said he got up alone. I saw a picture of him alone up there.
Oh, I see. You think, okay. All right. Well,
seeing Steve Martin do in a club would be, the end all and be all. Because growing up with Steve Martin and listening to his albums, knowing every move from the albums, picturing it, just so cool.
I just reread his book. It's the second time I read.
Oh, right. You were talking about that.
Yeah. So
it's called Standing Up, Life Standing Up, or what is it called?
Little bit of his childhood, but basically him starting out in Disneyland and then Knott's Berry Farm.
Was he a magician or something?
Yeah. Magician and a magician comedian, and then eventually comedian or deconstructing stand-up. And they show you in the book, it's kind of cool, his notebook and his notes.
Oh, wow.
And he wrote in there, when the tricks don't work, it's funnier. So like being a bad magician. So it's really an interesting look into the mind of.
Well, listen, Steve Martin can't do any better. Martin Short, just picture those crushers, and Mulaney.
God, and then you got Leslie Nielsen, and then you waltz in there.
and then
little David, and then you come in and crush.
You know how it is. They always give you big applause. They go crazy. And then you start talking like, what the fuck?
I hate that. Did they give you like, let's keep this going? This guy's everywhere. One of the funny. Did they give you the big booming intro?
Well, it was Nate. So he was pretty cool about it. And
then he introduced you.
With Chris, I was just like, okay, I'm done. Well, here's Chris Rock. So they go crazy, but Chris goes, lower your expectations. Because there's really almost no way you can try new material. And I wasn't ready. I've been on the movie so much that I haven't really done it. So I'm like, wait, I got a little buzzed at dinner and I'm like, I don't want to go on. Then I got there and I go, I'll do a couple. Here's the best joke of the night for me.
All right. This is what I want to hear.
This is to the manager before I go on. Unfortunately, it's obviously not on stage. Was I?
Yeah, but now it's going to beam out on this podcast. Go ahead.
Yes, this is a joke that will be funny to comedians. They said, okay, so Nate's bringing you up. You bring up Chris. I go, great. I go, how long's Nate doing? They go, about 10. They go, how long are you going to do? I go, I'll do about 12, 14. And they go, okay, when do you want the light? I go, give me the light at 30. Because obviously every comic just stays forever, but they act like they're not going to go on for a long time.
I know if the crowd's hot, but let me ask you a question. This is Inside Baseball Alert. You can put up a chyron, Greg.
Okay.
I don't like to get a light because I never see the light go on. I'm just not looking in the right place. Okay. So at one point I look up and the light's on and I wonder how long has it been on?
I get it. Yep.
And have I gone over and didn't know it? So then I panic, I get quiet, I drop the mic and I kind of slump off and it's like, one clap.
Yeah. If they say, for more Inside Baseball, if they say, we'll give you the light, you're headlining, right? We'll give you the light at 45, do 50. Okay. And like you said, you don't watch on, you're like, I feel like it's time. And then finally you see like a flicker, guy's got a candle. I'm like, wait, I should have said, what's the light? Because usually it's a flashlight directly in your eyes going, pow, pow. Or just turned on
so
off.
A guy lit a candle?
So someone's like got his watch on and he's blinking it one time at a club. And I'm like, he goes, I gave you the light. I go, that was the light? I thought
your Apple Watch?
Yeah. I was like, I thought
you're 400 feet away?
Yeah. I'm like, we got to figure out what the light is because like you said, I did a corporate and they said, do this much. And there was no time on this. There's supposed to be a timer on the stage, like a small clock over here. Mm-hmm. And then I don't have my watch on. Now I'm just fucking free balling and raw dogging. And I'm like, I think this is my act. This is about the time. But you go 1 minute under, they can say, didn't do your time per the contract.
Okay. Here's another Inside Baseball Alert. They ask you sometimes at corporate dates, they got a big clock.
Yeah.
Do you want it to go from 0 to 60?
Oh,
or 60 counting down?
Great one.
And when it's counting down, I get kind of nervous. It's
I can't do it.
Weird.
You know why? Because I can't remember which way I said.
Yeah.
So it says 22 minutes. I go, wait, have I been on?
38?
Yeah, have I been on? And then I go, how much more is 20? I say just count it up. So I know when it gets to 50 or 60, I'm done. But
yeah. Don't do any math.
Counting down is rough because I can't tell how much I want.
I had one gig fairly recently, casino, maybe 1,500 people. They're packed. A friend was with me opening, Larry Bubbles Brown. We go backstage, nobody. We go up the stairs to nobody. We look out the audience, hub, bub, bub, bub. It's 8:00, ready for the show. Nobody.
What the fuck is going on?
Hello, is anybody? Do we just start? Do we start? Nobody. And then we see up these stairs behind this thing, this vague light. There's a guy sitting up there, a silhouette of a guy. So we climb up the stairs and we sort of knock on the window, and he's just like surfing the web, looking over his shoulder. Oh, what? Okay. It's starting any time. It's like 15 minutes late. That's only happened once. It was very interesting.
Well, they didn't even let the audience in yet.
No, the audience is in, just talking, just going 8, 10. But the mic wasn't on backstage, and nobody was there. Just nobody backstage. So this is the terrifying part for you people out there going, I'm going to try stand up. This is the stuff that can happen.
I was thinking of those. I was going to tell you about the government spending that's in the news, and how I saw Kennedy, our boy, going through it, and it's funny anyway. And then he always acts so casual and
he
quizzical.
Is the greatest show on television.
So unreal.
It's like Andy Griffith from Matlock Lives. You can't even believe he's a senator.
The aw shucks senator.
Aw shucks. He's shuffling papers and everything is slow motion and really clear. This is exactly what he said. It's not a bit. He goes, my friends on the other side of the aisle.
Mm-hmm.
This is about taxes. Always ask, Who's going to pay more? Who's going to pay more? But they never ask, where the hell did the money go to? Your words, not mine. So he is just so funny listing off all these agencies and all these quirky expenses.
I read through this and said, can I have a puke bucket? He literally said that. I need a puke bucket because
this is
$12.6 million on finding a cure for monkeys with dandruff. With dandruff in Indonesia?
$5 million to find out whether frogs like the way they look. Excuse me. Do frogs even see?
Is it for mirrors? Because I can get you a better deal on a mirror.
This is from the NIR, National Institute of Research. These are real. $800,000. Do dogs think we should all walk on fours? 800,000.
6.9 million. Are dogs bothered when we pet them?
$1.5 million. Do red ants know they're red? Why? Why do ants have to know the color?
1.2 billion. That's a B. For men to find out, are blue balls a real ailment? Or is it just a hoax?
The funniest part is the specificity of the number.
Yeah.
Because it seems real.
$2.7
billion to the NRI is an orgasm similar to a sneeze. $2.8 billion.
And I hate to pull the plug because you might have almost figured that one out at this point, but you didn't get there yet. We're still paying.
We have to escalate.
Yeah.
$6 billion to find out if the name pickup truck encourages casual sex. In the
72, am I reading this right? 0.81 billion to find out if Miley Cyrus is still talking to her dad because he's a drinker.
Okay, here's the other one.
Can we call her?
$3,200 to the NIR.
Yeah.
Why do teenage girls say the word like so much? Like we went there, like we did that. $3,200 of taxpayer money.
1.6 billion to find out if you ghost someone, it's related to the paranormal. Now, this feels like a waste.
$420,000.
Oh, it's lower.
Taxpayer money. I like to mix it up.
Yeah, I like it.
The man who invented the idea of calling someone being assaulted mugged was actually drinking out of a mug when he thought of that term. 427.
Let me get this straight. $182.
What?
So David Spade can get some more crowd work? That's all it takes. Give him more.
$1.58 to pay people on the street to remember in the moment what was the name of David Spade's last Netflix special.
Oh shit! I don't have any more. I can't.
No, that was a good one. Go with. We'll mix
Those
it
are
up.
funny.
Well, it's hard to exaggerate. This is just for our audience. I mean, we know that some of these, USA aid thing were just so ridiculous. So I just thought the only way to escalate it is to go to like what?
Yeah.
But they're not that much of an exaggeration.
No.
With some of these things. So there you go, folks. Try to laugh.
Frog testicles. He really gets into things. It's
the
fun.
average circumference of a frog testicle
Circumference.
$68 million, your taxpayer money.
Have we found this out yet? Is it that much of a conundrum? Will life go on if we don't know? Give me my puke bucket.
I like the puke bucket.
It is funny. He goes, it's the best is when he goes, we spend $82 billion helping countries that hate us. Can we spend nothing and they'll still hate us?
I know. All this stuff is slow motion country logic. We give away $1 trillion to organizations that want to blow up Greenland just so Trump can't call it the red, white, and blue land. You know that's the name they actually want for Greenland?
No.
Yeah. We're going to call it
better.
red, white, and blue land.
We can brainstorm a better. Gulf of America, it's a little hacky, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
But red, white, and blue land is really like third grade. Come on.
It's hard to say. Red, right, blue land.
Red, right.
Red,
it's like
ribbon,
saying
blue
Silent Live. I can't believe for all those years I said Silent Live.
I called it Even More America. So that was my name for it.
How about charge for it and call it America Plus? Like they do on Apple Plus.
57,000 Inuit Native Americans from Greenland occupy.
They don't even have a Costco.
Yeah. They live in a very primitive manner. We can make them millionaires. And perhaps they do our bidding.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to some stories or something. And then
before it's
Spade's
too late.
got to take a shower because I'm like so gross.
Are you going? Well, we'll talk about
There's something for Lauren tonight, but it's also Rock's birthday. So it's his 60th birthday. So
yeah.
Heather, make sure I go grab my card from Thrifty. I'll go by CVS. Okay, hang on. Violent diarrhea bug is dubbed the Ferrari of viruses. Why would you call it the Ferrari of... Well, that would be good. Why would you call it the Ferrari? This is a CDC.
You would say it's not violent. It's when I think of a Ferrari, I think of fast. The speediest of viruses.
The speed of your poop going through your body. Is that what they mean? Hitting all the turns?
Well, we're still back with Kennedy. We're to figure out what to call the current diarrhea.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have nothing further, Your Honor.
Did you know what I read yesterday that sounds fake? I don't even know what it sounds like. They go, do you know what COVID stands for? And the COV, COVID-19. Oh, we can figure it out. Look it up, Heather. But they go, what's the 19 stand for? And they go, AI. First letter is 1. I is the 9th letter or something. And I was like, and they were like, woo. And you know, on Instagram, they have music like, woo. Like they have scary music under it. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm scared. I don't get why that's scary. They said COVID is AI. I'm like, well, I don't know about that. It sounds kind of scary. It doesn't really mean anything.
COVID SARS made it seem more dark.
Oh, they say coronavirus. That's C in the V.
Coronavirus?
Virus. The D is for. Hold on.
Hang on. Here comes Heather to the rescue. It's not that riveting, but okay, we'll go to the next story anyway.
The one that still kind of denotes really hard laugh for me is still the face tilted with the tears coming out of it. You know that one? And then
that's
the
like
tears
really
are
hard laughing. Yeah.
You get 3 of those, you're still happy, but you know.
I mean, they have the straight one with tears. They have smiley.
Right, but the tilted.
That's a full.
But isn't it a little weird
seizure?
When you know what you said or what you typed wasn't really that funny and you get like 10 like
that's when you know people are faking it.
Yeah, fakers.
They write back LOL. I'd say LOL as a joke of how stupid it is. Like I'll write something to someone and then I put my own LOL on it. Like I'm
Would you rather get multiple LOLs or 15 haws back to back.
I know there was a study on this. For $4.8 billion, we found that people would rather get just an LOL.
I would say many people, your experience, not mine, would rather have multiple haws because that takes more energy to do.
Multiple haws.
H-A.
No, here's a trick I do, and I've probably done it to you. I text you something, and no one says anything, so I put a ha-ha on mine. And so someone might accidentally think, oh, someone thought that was funny. And they're like, oh, it was Spade. He did it on his own.
I did this once to someone just for fun, that everything they said, even if it was straight, I would just put a ha-ha on it.
I know. It's too
and they thought I was crazy. Kept going, yeah, so we'll meet you at the movie theater. Ha-ha.
Some people put LOL just awkwardly, and it makes no sense. And it makes me nervous. All right, so I'll see you at the movies. Like, okay, LOL. And I'm like, what?
Or heart seems a little too emotional sometimes.
What's a gray heart?
A gray heart? I have no idea.
Heather?
Gray heart.
If a girl sends a gray heart. What's purple? What's yellow is sympathy. In roses it is. I don't know. Heather doesn't know.
What the D in COVID
No, she's still working on what COVID means.
Coronavirus disease.
Coronavirus disease.
So where'd they get the V?
Virus.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. For virus. COVID
disease.
Newsflash. The flu that I got, influenza A, way worse than COVID. COVID bombed this one.
When I had COVID, I had it twice, and it was not that big a deal. If you didn't tell me there's a national emergency, I wouldn't have noticed.
The gray one.
There's gray. You just had it. White heart represents love, support. I'm doing those all wrong.
Fascinating.
The blue one means I have blue balls, right? Yeah. Okay, next one. Company offers AI company offers $200,000 for rights to your face and voice on their robots forever. Would you do it?
No, not enough, man. How about 20 million?
But what if you're a normal person? Would you say,
a regular person? They just
grand?
But then they can have your digital copy having pornographic sex with a giraffe. I mean, what do you mean?
Nope, we're not going to tell you anymore. Just, do you want the money or not?
Geez, this is a toughie.
This is a tough one. I think most people would say yes. They don't give a shit. $200,000 to do nothing? Let's look in the comments.
Is that net?
Oh, no. Nothing's ever net. That's the thing. When people go, how much you make net? I go, well, no one ever is paying you net.
Well, you're paying net whenever you pay someone in cash. People love cash, and that is net.
Who are you? Fucking, this guy's Netanyahu over here. Because you say you want it net, so they call you Netanyahu.
Okay, that's pretty good.
That's a Dennis Miller joke.
They say you want nets. I think you're like a amateur tennis player. You know?
This guy's got more nets than Netanyahu. All right, one more. Let's see what else is going on.
David's just having a banana.
I'm having a banana in the middle because I'm dying. Okay, don't play this yet. This isn't a good example, but whenever I see pranksters on my page making people look stupid, throwing like a ball in their head and then look, oh, who threw that? Prankster's life is, I look cool, you look stupid, I make money from it. I don't love that equation, Dana. So this one is just a page of pranksters where it doesn't work right. Here's one example.
Which way are you going? Which way are you going? Which way are you going?
I hate to say it's funny, but what is the joke?
It's a prank. It's a prank. So we got a prank.
And they always say it's a prank, like anyone cares.
It's a prank video. It's a prank video. It's a prank. Just a prank. We got camera right there. We got camera right there. We got cameras.
Well, then I feel like, is this a prank?
This isn't.
You see the camera right there.
They always go to like gangbangers.
Well, why would you trip?
What are you bitches doing here? And everyone's like, "What'd you say?" And then they go, "Hey, it's a prank." But these guys will either. I've seen two guns drawn. Yeah, he's trying to fuck with them.
The guy could have broke his nose.
Right. He doesn't. They don't think it through. They just go, "This will be so great if the guy goes, hey, But a lot of people just go, I'll knock you out. You're trying to start shit. People have hard days. They don't need.
Well, you're more trustworthy than I am. I'm not saying you're gullible, but I believe the prank was actually the guy who got tripped was actually in on the prank.
Well,
maybe
usually the ones I've seen, they connect when they hit where it's.
I'd have to see that again to see because the camera was behind him. If they knew it was coming.
Dana, are they trying to trick me? That's scary.
I would want to do, if I did it at Johnny Knoxville, and other people have done it, where you're just in prosthetic makeup and you're like an old man or something asking for directions or something like that.
He does that, and he had his nuts out of his shorts as an old man. And he was going to outdoor patios, and he'd walk by slowly, and he'd graze it against their leg or table. And people go, what? Now, that was funny.
Now, that was hilarious. And that's what you call a prank, because you know what? He's not an old man. He's a very young man.
But no one's getting mad because they think he's an old man, so no one's going to beat him up. But
exactly.
It's a risky biz. All right, another one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know. People cannot always be trusted. I feel like this will bomb, but let's try it.
Why you can't always trust people. Once, Sony organized a focus group with their customers to decide the best color for their new Walkman to make its launch as successful as possible. Some voted for red, others for blue, but the yellow Walkman got the most votes.
Yes.
At the end of the survey, Sony thanked everyone and told them they could choose a Walkman in any of the 6 colors they had just voted on. And guess what? Most people picked the black one. Yep, black.
So everyone said yellow is their most popular, and then when push comes to shove, they got the free one and chose a different color.
Well, they're like, I don't want yellow, but I think that's what people would like.
Oh, okay.
And then they go, but it worked.
Makes me kind of nostalgic, when Walkmans came in, or the first iPod, and it was so primitive. You could upload 1,000 songs on it. The lo-fi world, there's a little bit of boomer nostalgia for it.
People don't realize 1,000 on an iPod Shuffle was bananas because you could only have an album with like 6, 8, 10 songs, and you go, wait, and that was this big, or a CD, and you go, I don't even know how it works.
We had a tech guy come over our house. This is like 2003 or something, and he's doing stuff, and he's a really nice guy. And he's actually a magician. He did all these tricks for us, and then he kind of goes, "Do you like Apple products? Because I really like them. That's the only stock I invest in. I'm not a stock guy." He was just being sincere. It was casual conversation, but I just buy Apple stock because I like their products. And
that's a
he
sincere
left, and I just said, "Fuck that guy with his Apple stock bullshit."
Yeah, he's had an attitude.
And now he owns part of the Carolinas.
And 2 islands in the Caribbean.
It's one of those things. Missed it by that much.
I missed it by. I got into Apple during Rules Engagement, me and Oliver Hudson, and then I got out. I can't always sit in everything. Even I buy a car, like an old car, is kind of fun. But the fun is buying and selling them. And so you drive around, and you have your fun, then you go, all right, I want a different one to play with. It's kind of fun.
Expensive hobby, but you can always sell them for more most of the time.
If you have a good one that's super high quality, then you can always it's a push, or you make a little.
Well,
I'll take a push. You just got something fun for
right now. Years. What would be a surprising car from the 60s that goes for a lot of money?
Oh, those Hemi Cudas are a lot of money. They're over $1 million.
What about a Chevy Impala, perfect condition?
No, they go for it's the rarity usually. So the bigger the engine, the more options they have, the color of the paint. They have really cool stuff. So I still like a lot. I like old 72 trucks now. So now here I am on Instagram talking to these truck guys going, what she got under the hood? I like that old patina paint, green or beat up blue or black. And I wouldn't mind that. What am I hauling? But I like them. They're cool.
Everybody in my neighborhood, boomer flashback, had a Volkswagen Bug, and a friend of mine got a vintage one that was just in a garage, just untouched, like a 67 red Volkswagen Bug. They're kind of nostalgic,
The shape is a big deal, like how good a shape they're in. Just like coin collecting I used to do. Nerd alert. 1916D Mercury dime, beautifully uncirculated condition.
My brother Brad, who I played bass Garthon, talks like this. He was a real coin collector and a science type kid. So he had this fabulous coin collection with dimes and nickels and And so Scott and I, we wanted some candy. It was Saturday and we needed money. We didn't have any money. So we went into his room, found his coin collection, and took all his
Shut the fuck up.
and put them in a machine down by the puppet hound to get candy out of it. And someone found those coins later and it made the local paper.
Oh, 1955 double D Buffalo nickel. That's somebody right there.
And we got some, jawbreakers with that, Oh, jawbreakers kind of sucks.
Played fucking asteroids. Bing, bing.
Played Pong at a pizza party. Boom, boop, boom,
boop. Yeah, something like that.
Boom. It was one little thing going back and forth.
That was great. Pong was great.
Yeah.
I did see Michael Myers today. Says hi to you. Everyone says hi, of course.
We've been
super
texting.
fun.
Yeah.
That show last night, I'll just wrap up by saying that the music show last night was really fun. I didn't know what it would be like. I came in during Miley, who I love, and I just saw the end because I was late. I didn't even get to the press line or anything. And then, but they had they had Will Ferrell and Anna Gasteyer doing their thing.
I love those two characters.
They were singing Kendrick.
Funny. Yeah.
It was great. They had Lauryn Hill, who I'd never seen anywhere. Never seen her anywhere.
Yeah. A lot of people, what I noticed on the Saturday Night Live concerts, people went for it. Like Jack White really went for it. And Brandi Carlile is like kind of otherworldly. And Gaga's obviously as good as you can sing. But
Gaga doing Dick in a Box
song
was really funny.
That was funny. But yeah, everyone really, man, Eddie Vedder, incredible. I mean, they all really went.
Eddie doing Tom Petty was great.
Committed.
And then he was going to be like, he played a pirate in this little sketch thing, quickie. But everybody was sort of up for anything. It was really fun. There was a lot more comedians up there doing sketches and bits than I thought. And
I did, yeah. And yeah. It
was just fun to see. I thought it was 2 hours, so I left. And it was another hour and a half.
Yeah. Post Malone with Nirvana.
Yeah. Adam introduced that.
You just Kurt Cobain and Nirvana, as time goes on, just get shinier and brighter, where you just go, that was a moment. Those chord changes and those lyrics, they just sort of, it was grunge, but it just reinvented it, a little bit of John Lennon influence or something. But that Nirvana was huge, and it was Post Malone filled those shoes as best he could. He was amazing, really, really tough.
Yeah, look, it's super fun to see. I watched a clip this morning. I will tell you, Sarah Sherman was in that thing with me today, and she was like, "I'll come on with you guys tonight," but we didn't finish in time, and she had to get back home to get on to do it. So maybe she'll come on next week when it's a little slower, because she wanted to give us all the deets. And I saw Meryl Streep. I told you I sat in her chair, so she's doing something tonight, tomorrow, which would be great. It'll be fun. I don't know what it is. It just should be funny. And let's talk about it again. Well, it's already next week. It'll be a week after that, so it's okay. And good to see you. I will check in with you later, and I'll take a shower because everyone's complaining.
Have fun, whatever party you choose to go to.
Yeah, tonight's pretty mellow.
Must be nice to have your dance card full.
I know. I'm bored. LA is, I don't do too much, so it's fun to have a couple things to do. But it gets a little bit of a grind. We had a late dinner last night. It was fun. We saw Paul McCartney running around the stage today, too. He's running around just sitting in the audience. I guess he has something, but of course you walk by and go, oh, my God damn.
Right up there is the most famous guy on the planet right now.
I feel like he's up there. I mean, Keith Richards, I saw his name in a sketch. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't even know what he's doing. He was not there, but I'm like, I just love that he's in a sketch. Maybe he's doing a cutaway. Maybe he's doing everyone's pretty game. So good deal. All right. I will hit you later.
Hit
Thanks.
Me up
Dana.
later. Thanks.
Miss you.
Enjoy yourself. You know where to find me.
This has been a presentation of Odyssey. Superfly is executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Jenna Weiss-Berman of Odyssey, Heather Santoro, and Greg Holtzman. Hope you liked it. Ooh.
That's our topic. I'm telling you, I fluff and fold it. I have my secrets. I have my ointments and my oils and my moisturizers.
Mhm.
But when I am no longer on camera in life, maybe, you know, in Italy cruising around, I'm going full Letterman. This Dutch mane goes downtown, trims down. This goes way out, covers all the sins. No more Adam's apple.
Even any chest and neck sins, it goes all the way down.
I still have a pretty good amount of chest hair. No, I don't. Not really. I'm Norwegian and Irish. I mean, come on.
This Letterman beard, does he still have it at that long?
No, he trimmed about 2 inches off it, so it just covers his collarbone. I don't know, but I think he looks good in it because, you know, all the stuff around here. Not you, because you're kind of eternally youthful. Your new nickname is Peter Pan Spade. Christ sakes. But I think Letterman looks good. It's just an advantage men have. Women have to get facelifts. Men can grow a beard. So there, end of story. Newsflash.
You know what was funny?
Make a clip out of that, Patrick.
He goes, not enough. But I remember when The Weeknd for like a year, he had like a Band-Aid on his face or something. And then he had like a fat suit on. Was that something else too?
Who was that?
The singer, The Weeknd. And then
The Weeknd. Yeah.
I don't think he ever paid off that Band-Aid bit. It was like a long play.
We're in the era that a Band-Aid, it's not a bit. It could just be a fashion choice. I remember the first dude I saw, who had pants on, Levi 501s, and one pant leg was rolled up on the top of his knee. And first time I saw it, just walking around, what's up? No comment, no wound on the calf, but just one pant leg rolled up. I remember the first time I was going on the lot. I remember the first time a guy said, "Hey, dog," to me.
What's up, dog?
What's up, dog? And that was kind of cool too. So, which brings us to Kendrick Lamar. Should we? I know it's
Super Bowl. Yeah, we got Super Bowl bits. What's up? What are we talking about?
What's going on? Let me just put in context here. I don't want to be a grumpy old man. Everything was better than it.
You don't get culture. You don't get it. Go ahead.
I was born and bred and introduced to hip hop in the 90s.
I'll say the hip.
Okay. Here, I got 3 examples. I'm saying a hip hop in the 90s, or rap, if you will. The first one was Sir Mix-a-Lot. I like big butts, and I cannot lie.
Can't lie.
Not lie. That's funny. Very potent. Really, I got good butts, and I cannot lie. Those shoes. And
good rhythm. Yeah,
got it. Super catchy.
Get stung.
One of your favorites, I believe, which I think also is crazy brilliant. Mama Said Knock You Out. Mama Said Knock You Out by LL Cool J. Mama Said Knock You Out.
Yeah, the beginning is good.
So it has an anthem. I mean, the lyric of Mama, my mother said knock you out. And
Madre,
mia madre, el knock de auto. So it's sort of sweet in a way. Mama said knock you out. I'm going to knock you out. Mama said get you in a headlock. I'm going to
kick you in the balls.
I'm going to kick you in the balls. Mom said wrap a pizza around your face. I'm going to wrap a pizza around you. Go ahead.
These were all possible lyrics that they had to whittle down. Don't call it a comeback. Is that it? I've been here for years. Is that how it starts?
Yeah, don't call it a comeback. LL Cool J is cool.
That's a great beginning too.
He was on, don't call it a comeback. I like LL Cool J. I think he was on SNL as the host, and I had him in church chat in read through. And then for whatever reason, he was perfectly good. For whatever reason, his part got cut. I wasn't sure the reason I did it.
By you?
I don't remember. It wasn't a big part. But then later on, he
hatchet job by Carvey.
LL sidled up and kind of was very serious. He goes, what was wrong with
what I do?
What I do? I said,
what I do wrong?
I said, Lauren said, knock you out. I'm
no
gonna
one said cut you out.
Lock him out. Okay, two more just before we go to Kendrick Lamar, who
Before we go to commercial,
seems like a beautiful person. Snoop Dogg
throws that in.
Snoop.
Which one? Gin and Juice?
Drop It
Which
Like
one?
It's Hot was the first
Oh,
one.
Drop It
where
Like It's
I
Hot.
went, holy! I played a day in the life for my kids, and they put on Drop It Like It's Hot, Drop It Like It's Hot, Drop It Like It's Hot, Snoop. But talk about crazy catchy. Great.
Also, Gin and
anthem.
Juice.
I like Big Butts. Drop It Like It's Hot. Mama Said Knock You Out. And then the other thing I was introduced to hip hop and rap was Eminem with a real Slim J. Please stand up. Please stand up. And so this is my introduction to how I perceive Kendrick.
This is a big wind up. I think I know where you're headed, though.
No, I don't.
What about California?
I don't know if I understand it, but he sounds like an auctioneer. Kendrick Lamar. I mean, I'm saying Mama Said Knock You Out, and all I got, I couldn't get a. You
couldn't decipher.
Now, I don't know. I like Mama Said Knock You Out.
Well,
David?
catchy, hooky. I mean, I think one song in there I sort of knew, but I will say I didn't know them all. Fine. Matt, that show's not for me. Fine. And I like the GNX because I have a Grand National. Remember, I had one for a long time.
I just want to understand it, and I want the commenters to help me.
No.
I'm not shedding on it. I'm just saying I don't quite get it. And the early hip hop rap was very, very clear to me, and I just trying to understand it. Also, the whole diss song about Drake. I've heard Drake stuff. I really like it, but that's kind of.
I agree that listen. If a song is about you're in a fight with someone or you're mad at someone, is that really the most peaceful, fun Super Bowl bring us all together song, or is it like hey, fuck you to some guy, and everyone's like hey, I know what he's talking about. Fine. Also, great visually. I got a little snoozy in the middle, but great visually as far as all the outfits, the dancing, and you need that element. You definitely need that element.
I think I give Kendrick KL an A+ for the aesthetic, the dancing, and I did watch. I read an article in the New York Times,
Ooh.
and it broke down all his visual elements. In other words, they used to call them MTV videos. And they are sort of brilliant. The visual's brilliant, but I'm gonna, it's growing on me already. The more I do it, but
yeah. I mean, there was a lot to that Super Bowl. Also, well, the whole thing. You watched it. Chiefs got smoked. How about this? The Kanye commercial that he paid for $7 million. For that booky little commercial on his iPhone, which he's done that move before, which was pretty funny. He's paid $7 million, films his iPhone, says, I have no money left. Here's my grills. Go to my website. Fine. Ends it with going, wasting time. But what I didn't know, you go to the website. What is it, Dana?
Yeezy.com or Yeez.com.
Right. You go there. It's one item, t-shirt with a swastika on.
I saw that.
So listen. We all have different merch.
I'm listening. We all have different merch.
It's very interesting merch. Shopify. How long does it take to take that down? How long do you have to be told? Maybe this isn't. Is it a joke? Is it what? I mean, he's controversial, but at a certain point, it's just beyond controversy where people just go, "Hey, come on now, what are you doing?
What are you?"
And are those checks clearing for $7 million? I guess so, but
well. As far as stealing focus, like I put the bookends, he was there with his teeth, and I couldn't really talk. This is my new girls, and again, this is all I could do on an iPhone. Because I paid so much for the commercial, $8 million. So it's kind of brilliant. And then the bookend to that is Bill Murray going, "Hey, you might want to get another beer. But meantime, Bill Murray, yahoo.com." And I don't know what product that was for, unless it was for Yahoo.
I think it was for Yahoo.
Oh.
I didn't even see that one, but I knew he did something I thought for Yahoo. Also, Kanye's girlfriend, wife,
lovely person.
Lovely gal, as my mom would say.
Yeah.
Lovely gal.
Such a
Now, she keeps defending herself, and her family keeps going, hey, I'm here by my own free will. I'm not like kidnapped on a hostage. And then I want to say to her, maybe don't say that yet. Let's see how things go, because you're not even going to get a job at Lady Foot Locker after this. I mean, it's very hard when this is all on your resume to go, oh, you should have that in your back pocket. He made me do all that. I'm the greatest person in the world. I wouldn't be any part of that, because he's saying things causing disruptions where you want to go, maybe I was brainwashed. Let's just say that, because it gets you out of it. It's your one free pass.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That relationship, my blink is it's not really equal. It looks like one person in the relationship is more dominant than the other. I'll leave the viewers to figure out which one.
Cupid really got those two, I have to say.
It's a click friendly world. If you really, I just thought,
Two kids in love.
Let's leave it at that.
It's a story you've seen a million times, those two.
I just would like to.
It's a Hallmark movie.
It is. Look, I can say they're an adorable couple, and no one can say they're not.
Yeah, there's nothing.
You remember the song, Frankie Valli, 1983? No one knows what goes on
behind closed doors. Charlie Rich, I think.
Charlie Rich, right. I don't know where I put a bookmark guy in there.
When wicked behind closed doors.
It's a little cryptic, isn't it? I mean, that would be good for like the serial killer. No one knows what goes on
behind closed doors.
On my behind. Now,
so maybe they're just they're playing Scrabble every night. I don't know. Maybe it's all an act. It's got to be partially an act.
Hey, would you like some cocoa? Sure, babe.
Hey,
Do you mind
what's on
putting
Netflix?
on this
Beep, bop.
see-through thong while you make
What's on
cocoa?
Tubi? Beep bop.
I wish I was at a Kansas City Chiefs super party. I mean, everyone's got jerseys on, Mahomes, Kelsey, they've got beers flowing. Woo, fucking
we got this.
Whoa, fucking Chiefs. 34 zip.
They said there's an after party for 11,000 people, and I saw today a DJ was like, might as well be going.
Oh, people literally
there was
took
no one
magic
there.
marker. They had a Mahomes jersey on and just crossed it off. I mean, it's just fair weather fans. Jesus.
Yeah, I don't have any big hot takes of the Super Bowl. I didn't even see all the commercials because you want to talk during the commercial, and then you're like, when do I talk during the Super Bowl? I want to watch the game. I'm not allowed to talk during the commercials. I'm not allowed to talk during So yeah, it's a real
It was
conundrum.
It was mind-boggling. Happy for the Eagles. Their defensive line is extraordinary. Jalen Hurts has always been underrated. I'll do some X and O's here.
Yeah, give us some X's and
our
O's.
producer said before we came on,
Oh boy,
Jason Kelsey. Is it? Sorry.
Travis.
I'm sorry.
Do you have his shimmery shirt?
No.
Pull it up if you see it. It's the classic situation you don't want. He's dolled up to go into the party, which is the Super Bowl, which used to be the guys were just like, hey, we come in sweats, we get ready for the game.
Yeah.
Now it's a full New York Fashion Week. They walk in, they all have purses, they all have, hats and stuff.
I know. Great. Yellow mustard socks with little copper shoes.
Exactly.
Lots of buttons and little collars.
You walk in like Mary Poppins, and then they go, okay, Cam Newton was good. This good-looking dude fine. It makes people think when you don't win, you put too much time into that. Because afterwards, poor Kelsey walking out with his shimmery shirt and one's like,
I mean, he looks super cool. That Clark on the bench, Clark Gable hair, he had a little coming down.
He's a fucking stud.
But then they didn't publicize it. We went over and sat next to Taylor, and he goes, hey,
in the
babe,
stands during the game, and they didn't even
after
notice?
the game when they lost, and she scooched over. She actually moved over.
I mean, does she pick outfits? Because I don't know. I couldn't pick all this shit.
I think that guy could retire from football and become another action hero.
This guy's life was already all green lights. There was no bumps. He's great looking. He's tall. That's all anyone cares about. And he's a football player and he's rich. So there's just
he's
Jason is the retired
he's pretty
one.
funny and charismatic. He's good in commercials. Jason, he retires.
He was the one on here
last year, and they win the Super Bowl. So
Heather. Yeah. And then he retires, but he has to go root for the Eagles and against his brother, sort of, right?
Sort of. But I mean, he would have got a ring. Missed it by 12 months, but that guy.
But he got 34 commercials out of it, so he's doing all right.
Those Kelsey brothers, they're an ecosystem now, and his wife, and I mean, it's just they're everywhere all at once. Like
I
Trump.
thought the mom had a cooking show. Was that just a rumor we started?
No, the mom has a cooking show. The entire extended family. It's really cool to see an empire built from the ground up.
They're the new Kardashians. So Huel, Dana, this is Huel.
Huel, yeah.
And
today's
comes
sponsor.
in this. Yeah, HUEL, the global complete nutrition brand trusted by over 400 million people.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. The Black Edition ready to drink is a total game changer. It's a complete meal in a bottle, high in protein, low in sugar, packed with all the nutrients your body needs to feel and perform at its best. Right now, new customers can try it for 15% plus a free gift using my exclusive offer, ours, at Huel.com/fly. Huel.com/fly.
Whoa.
You get it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So listen, this is good because I'm always running around.
You are active.
I'm very active. But I sometimes take this with me on the road because when I'm in the car, I have crumpled up protein bar. I just have different kinds of food in my car. But this is easy. I slug it or I sip it. And it lasts me a long time, actually. Because if you're going in somewhere and you're like, oh, I haven't eaten anything because I always have to have some food. And so boom, boom, I do this. I don't even do the whole thing. I can split this up and do like another time later. But I actually refrigerate it. I like it better. But it keeps me going, dude. I'm good. I'm good with it, you know? It's affordable, high protein meal, less than $5, budget friendly. It's got so many grams of protein. You don't even understand this many grams, 35.
Whoa, 35 grams of protein? And how many vitamins?
27.
No. 27 vitamins? How many minerals?
That's combined with minerals.
Jeez,
so 27.
All in one handy bottle.
Handy dandy. So take a leap, join the community of Hooligans.
Yeah.
And get this exclusive offer. New customers, 15% plus a free gift with our exclusive offer at Huel.com/fly, Huel.com/fly, and unlock a healthier, easier way to eat with Huel. Nutritionally complete meals in minutes so you can focus on what really matters, like writing jokes. Okay, so Dana, you have 100 businesses going, and
I am busy. Good Lord, yeah.
ShipStation is one of our sponsors. You know,
that's right.
They will help fix that.
I mean, I'm exhausted after the holidays. It's just the chaos of managing all this mailing I have to do and shipping I have to do.
You need a little help. ShipStation comes in, save hours and money every month by shipping from all your stores with one login, automating repetitive tasks and finding the best rates among all the global carriers.
Yes. And I heard you can focus on other parts of your business because you never have to worry about shipping and fulfillment again with ShipStation.
Listen, some of these places, they have so much going on. They don't have time. They don't have enough employees. You get some help here. It's chaotic. You automate shipping tasks, manage orders with one simple dashboard. You didn't know that?
That's
smoothly print shipping labels, click of a button. That's important. You don't think it is.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Have you been able to scale your business faster because of ShipStation's robust automation and reporting?
That's the word on the streets. You save thousands on shipping with industry-leading discounts from their rate shopper.
Yeah.
You understand? Okay.
It's great. You never have to get an upgrade. ShipStation grows with your business no matter how big it gets.
It's the fastest, most affordable way to ship products to your customers with discounts up to 88% off UPS,
Wow.
DHL Express, and USPS rates, and up to 90% off FedEx. Ooh.
Wow. Go to shipstation.com and use code Superfly to sign up for your free trial.
Yep. Calm the chaos of order fulfillment with the shipping software that delivers. Switch to ShipStation today. That's shipstation.com, and it's code Superfly. We always joke about artists. My brother's into art.
My brother,
But Banana was
artist.
bad enough.
Yeah.
Italian artist sells invisible sculpture for $18,000. Now, it's getting too much. It's too much.
Well, or not enough. I don't know.
Oh,
I mean,
that's one way to look at it.
I think I told this story, but I dropped shrooms in the early 80s and went to the LA County Art Museum, my friends and I, and it was like just a 40-foot white canvas with one red dot in the middle. And we had to go out in the stairwell. We laughed so hard. We couldn't even.
I mean, this is a 18,000. Where do you feel like I'm not paying 20 for invisible nothing? 20 is my top. That's my ceiling.
Well, here's our experiment. We're going to book you at a big theater. You know, you tend to sell tickets. Big theater with the mic there. Ladies and gentlemen, David Spade is going to stay backstage for an hour. Enjoy the show.
We can call it Not David Spade, and then it's just a mic stand and not me.
Mic stand
and then
for an hour.
Triple the ticket price. Triple.
Yeah.
Because it is better to not hear me talk, in all honesty.
Well, it's just fake art.
This just in. Okay, here's Travis leaving.
Oh, here we go.
Look, no one's around. He's like, God, why didn't I just bring a flannel shirt? Yeah, I get it.
It's just life, the high and the low, just.
But the biggest game, and that's must be the hardest thing, no matter how good things are going, to take. It's like gambling in Vegas. It's fun to win, but losing makes you feel so much worse. It's lower than the high is.
I liked what Tom Brady said, and I thought he did a great job announcing. So I liked his announcing. He's very, very bright. But at the end, he said he was in 10 Super Bowls. He doesn't remember the 7 that he won. And there's still Super Bowl, I don't know which one or all 3 that he lost. He still isn't over it. Nightmares, thinks about it.
It's you with the Paul McCartney interview.
Hey, man, look, you don't have that kind of brain. You're like, pretty good. And I just cry myself to sleep after.
No.
Why did I interrupt? Why am I interrupting now? Why won't I shut up? Why did I have coffee before I came on this show, the David Spade show?
Oh, why? Because I made fun of that Paul McCartney. You always say that.
No, I'm kidding too.
Tom Brady had a big goofy watch on, and I have to say, love Tom Brady. Looks very thin, but the guy cannot look bad. Bless his heart. Just like Travis cannot take a bad picture. But he had this. I'm not going to say goofy watch. Not my taste. Super blingy. And then it was like orange. Yeah, and that feels like not his style. Look at how huge and orange and diamonds, and I mean, he's so effing rich. Like, we got it. I like that Daytona to the right, or whatever that one is called. The Rolex. I just don't like anything super showy. And that looks like a swatch.
Is it possible it was $750,000? That's what I read when I went over the morning's newspapers.
Every time I read it, it's higher, but that doesn't even shock me. If he's worth $200 million, it doesn't blow me away that it's that much.
Is it okay to say that maybe I'm a Buddhist monk in a previous Buddhist monk life? I don't really like or want things. I stole this jacket, as you know. This is a Gap t-shirt. I stole this jacket. And I stole it. I have a $10 Casio watch. It's in the drawer.
Listen, not about material things.
Everything you own owns you back. Newsflash, David.
Yeah, I have a lot of quarter zips. You know what that means?
I see it. Yeah.
And I'm not embarrassed. Okay.
You're
I can't
fine.
afford a full
your
zip.
closet's the size of a Macy's department store.
You know, I know some famous person, and I won't say who. It was a famous couple, and their house was so big they had a party and went in the closet. And then they said, "Oh," and here's how they get their clothes: button, like the laundromat,
like a laundromat.
Yeah, like when you get your dry cleaning, goes up around. All their clothes come down. They take it off the hook. They're all numbered. Crazy. I was like, "You're so rich. If I had your money, I'd throw mine away. This is ridiculous."
Do they wrap it in plastic and say, "We can't find. Come back later"?
Well, I can't get stain out.
you need to have a ticket.
No, we can't get too much heat on it.
Yeah,
it melt.
You need ticket.
So that was them being rich. All right, next story. Look, we're really moving.
I know.
Why do we need to move? I don't know. By the way, I'll tell everyone before I get to the sickening fucking story. I was on Busboys all day. Nate Diaz was late today, so that's what pumped us back. And what do you say to these UFC guys? He's the most badass guy. And I'm like texting Theo in his trailer, going, "Theo, you better rip him a new fucking asshole when he walks in. You're a producer. Put on your producer hat and go to town. Just teach him a lesson in front of everyone. Read him the riot act."
And
he did not. Neither did I. But then Nate had to push me around in this scene.
Ooh.
And he kept elbowing me, and I'm like, "Huh? Your hand okay? You ever hit anybody this hard? Can't hurt steel." I kept saying stuff like that, and he's just like, because obviously I'm a 1,000% pussy, but I was
wait a minute. So you were on Busboys today.
Yeah.
And you
just got wrapped.
And you got manhandled.
Yes.
By UFC.
Nate Diaz, yeah.
Nate Diaz.
Who's a super badass. Very nice dude. He was on yesterday too.
Absolutely.
Bobby Lee was in yesterday. We had a crack up yesterday. We had a lot of people in there. It was pretty fun.
God, this thing, I'm smelling a hit.
It's
man.
fun.
I don't want to jinx it.
You're going to laugh. I'm going to show you some clips next time I see you.
Let's show the audience clips.
No. Ooh.
Well,
let's talk about It's Raining Spiders. This is my maybe worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Spiders are falling from the sky in Brazil. Spiderocalypse. Everything's apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's Mageddon. Spider-geddon, Mageddon.
Apocalypse.
Is it not like shocking? Oh, then now they show it. Look.
Oh.
Sick.
Oh, wow.
Sick.
Cool.
Dana, what would you do?
I would look.
I would protect you.
I'd take out my phone.
I would take out. I would just shoot my shotgun straight up.
They're riding the jet streamers. Spiders can't really fly.
I think they have
float.
all these what you call webs. You know.
So they
all across all these
wings?
trees, and they get on them all, and then they're just you look above, and then they're like all just drop or something.
But they jump, and they're going to hit the ground eventually. They can't fly. They can't gain altitude.
Well, you're kind of ruining the story, but yeah.
Well, you know, they're called spy birds, and they're half bird, half spider.
Here's my next story. Spiders are driving all over Brazil and hitting people with their cars. You're like, they can't drive. They can land on your car. They can crawl on it. Well, these spiders I don't even care if they're poisonous. I can't take it. It's too scary.
I don't like anything coming from the sky at me. No. And mass spiders, ants, comedians who just did an open mic, just flying through the sky, hundreds of them.
Do my podcast.
Oh, you gotta hear my Super Bowl chunk. No,
look at my YouTube clip.
I can do crowd work too. I say, "Where are you from?" Then I tear them apart.
I don't know what I'm going to say, but I kind of do.
I pretend that something I've said 1,000 times is fresh. Don't hate me for it.
I say, "Are you on a date?" I already know what I'm going to say, no matter what their answer is. This is them still coming at you.
I'm going to reinsert the premise so people understand what we're doing. Spiders were flying in the sky. Now we're saying comedians from open mics are flying toward the ground.
Toward you in the parking lot.
Hey,
or the green room.
Two nuns walk into a bar. I don't give a fuck. That's my best bit.
Can you get me 6 tickets to SNL?
I don't know why I'm talking like this just because
They're not even for me. They're for my friend.
Is this on? Is this on? Hey. All right.
Hey, do you
Patrick,
mind if
go
we
on.
flip flop? I got another spot at the Laugh Factory.
Cut to our clip editor.
He just quit.
Hmm.
Okay, next story. You heard about Nate Diaz. You heard about the spiders.
Mm-hmm. And now.
Oh, this is okay. Just play it. There's a guy narrating, but I just want to play it because, you know, things get stuck in the sewer. Is it a baby? Is it a deer? Is it a person, Heather?
Okay. Chainsaw or bolt? Okay, bolt.
Heather, you're cheating. I know you're cheating.
What
Why?
are my choices? What is it?
Is it a bird?
Dog. Cat.
No, it's a rat.
No. Well,
Look at Heather freaking.
what the freak is it?
That's a New York rat.
That's a rat. A 20-pound rat. Oh man, this is the most nauseous I've been on this.
The most nauseous.
Oh my god! No, come
Here, you
on.
can turn that guy down.
Oh wow!
Remember
Wait a minute.
that song Ben? There's a movie about a huge rat.
Well,
Michael Jackson.
what's a guinea pig or what's the thing that looks like a rat? That
Chupacabra?
no, one time my house in Encino and there's this noise outside. I opened the door and I thought I saw a 40-pound rat, and I think it was some other thing that looks like a rat. It just,
You know, I'm all for like rat traps, and but if you have to wrestle a rat, that's too big. You can't wrestle them.
If you can saddle up a rat, that's too big a rat. If you can saddle it up and ride it around a county fair.
If your rat has a saddle, it might be too big to be a rat.
If a camel looks at your rat and goes, "Whoa, that's a big one," you might have a large rat on your hands.
If your rat is so big it has an iPhone, you might be with a rat that's too big.
If your rat is so big that it demands you pay your rent on the first of the month, that's too big a rat.
If you're driving with a rat in your car and you can legally use the carpool lane, it's too big.
If you see a creature and its little paws go up and I know I'm too large for my species, that might be a big rat.
If a rat can beat you in arm wrestling.
If you play Scrabble with an entity that looks like a rat, that spells out rat hole and gets offended by its own word score.
That's what it wrote in Scrabble?
Rat hole. And it was mad at its own word score, but that's a triple score. Scrabble.
Good
That's
Scrabble bit.
Your new nickname.
That'll get me at it. I'm looking for names for my tour, but I'm almost there.
I have one. Didn't I have one?
Did you have a good one?
For the tour?
Yeah, we can't call it Pipsqueak Life. We're not doing that.
Oh.
If that's your idea. Nope.
Humans are fantastic. No,
For the
that's
tour?
not you. Mm.
Tom Segura has a good one. It's called It's a World Tour. It says, I'm coming all over.
But that was Howard Stern's book, right? Coming all over to you. Didn't Howard Sperm do that? Look it up, Heather or Greg. Howard Stern book.
I think his was called Miss New York or Miss America was one of them, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I thought of a couple.
Howard Stern comes again.
Howard
Stern comes again?
So David Spade comes again.
No, I think comes all over is better for a world tour. I'm wearing a hat now. Fuck you. Fuck off. I can't take it. I can't take it because my forehead is so blind with
We
this
have
light.
to look at it.
I look at you on this side of the Zoom, and so people are like, look straight in the camera. I'm like,
Well,
I wish we could flip flop it where you're on this. You know what? I'm going to put the camera over here next time. Oh, this is after 5 million shows. I figured something out. We already put it lower.
Camera.
Yeah. And instead, here's me looking at the camera. And here's me looking at Dana.
I'll
camera.
tell you something that's very charismatic. I saw a guy do it. You know these people who listen to music and then listen to it and tell you if they like it or not?
Like their first song, they danced to it for the first
this
time.
British guy. So it's like this. He's putting on a day in the life, and he's looking over here like he's listening. I'm looking to the right.
Yeah.
And then he would do this. He would go, he's looking. You see what I'm doing?
What is he looking at?
Well, he's looking at something. Maybe the song countdown. He's looking like this, and then he would share it with us. Like,
I read the news.
He would go back, and they're like, oh. And I thought, man,
like he likes that part.
It was charismatic. Should do it for me so I can see it.
Okay.
Look away and then look right at the camera.
I heard the news today. Oh boy.
Yeah. See, that's
about
cool. Lucky man who made the grave. Heather has seen it. She's laughing.
No. By the way, it's the easiest thing in the world. You have a cook watching a guy cook, and he goes, okay, he's putting the pan down.
Well,
okay, this guy's doing this.
A lot of them
I wouldn't do that.
They're playing I'm a Walrus, and like, I like that song. I'd never heard it before.
Yeah, they play rap for people. They play great songs from history, and you get to hear. They have a music coach. I don't mind those.
There are a lot of Beatle
it's fucking easy, but
listening to the Beatles for the first time.
Oh yeah.
And then they're like, I gotta say, man, these Beatles are wild.
We were talking about Oh Darlin' the other day, and Oh Darlin', they said someone saw Paul before the show and said, do you do Oh Darlin'? And he said, it's probably the hardest one on my voice. I'm thinking, wow, we should have asked him that if it's true. But why? Is it when he goes, I'll never make it alone?
He wrote it. Lennon thought he could have sang it better because Lennon had that shake it up, babe. Paul recorded it like 5 times. They'd already had
on his own and brought it in.
And then
I already did it.
On the last time came in and shredded his voice like he's never done before or since. So that is his.
Believe me when I tell you. He goes high. I can't do it.
Oh,
darling,
please,
it's so hot.
Me. Yeah. So that was.
I know.
Abbey
How would you decide?
Side one.
We should ask him next time. He'll never do it again. Let's ask him. Who decides who sings what? Did we ask him that?
No, I mean, usually the songwriter sings it, and if it's a co-written song. Early in the days, like they do Day Tripper. Got a good reason, and then John will go, taking the easy way out. Yeah, that's a classic. Reason. Yeah, classic back
taking
and forth.
An easy
way out. Yeah,
I forgot about Day Tripper.
No, it's too many songs.
It's unreal. I'm with you. It's unreal.
They too much genius-itis. It's a
I was hung up on I'm looking through you. I was going to ask him. That's the only song where he sounds like he's talking condescending to someone. You remember? It's the only time he's got.
Oh, it was about Jane Astor, I think, or a girlfriend. I'm looking through you. Where have you been? It's a toe chopper.
He grew up, or like he says, she was too good for him, and now look at me, how I'm doing, something like that. I'm looking through you, and you're nowhere.
Yeah, Paul is just
If you listen to the song, it's great.
Hard to ask Paul McCartney, even now, even if he was on right now.
If we see him at SNL, what are we going to say? Yeah.
Ask him a question that he hasn't been asked. But the only reason I had podcast regret, which I've said before, is I realized when you interview anyone, not even Paul McCartney, they cannot toot their own horn or pound their chest. But if you introduce something that's brilliant, then they can talk about it. So, yeah.
All right, moving on. What's the next one?
We're educating today.
No, we are. Oh, this is Mexican Squid Games. Would you do this game, Dana? It's a bull ring. People are lined up. I think the trick is when it gets you, lay down flatter and it runs over you.
Whoa!
This is a real contest. It's got lawsuit written all over it.
Safe?
Is it safe? No.
Well, why aren't they getting killed every day?
Because if they get to the other side, they get like $100 or something. Oh, it says winning team gets 24 cans of Coke. You can turn it down. But it's the Squid Games music. So they all crawl like the centipede.
Flat in an arena, and a bull is running over the top of them, but they're not all getting killed.
They're in an arena trying to cross the other side of the arena. The bull is just fucking loose, which would never happen in America because
no,
it's
the
too
regulations. Yeah.
litigious. So this bull goes around and just starts wailing on people, and they go flat when it comes by. That's their trick. It does not always work. It's not a perfect science. And I think we watched it too short because I think someone gets bumped.
I'll just say this. The non-regulated society is interesting. I was doing a gig in Acapulco, and I was out on my veranda looking down on the beach, and I see like a maybe 5-6-year-old walking up to a guy, talking. He buys some cigarettes, lights the cigarette. The guy gives him a boost. He's bareback on a stallion, a horse, 5 years of age, smoking a cigarette, just going down the beach. I'm like, what the?
It can be cool.
Where is the safety helmet?
Well, the old days, we didn't wear helmets for sure on our bikes.
Nope. I'm sure I had a few concussions.
I could do a wheelie for a quarter mile. I don't like to talk about that. I know Paul McCartney doesn't beat his own.
That means you did something to the chain. If you're popping your stingray and it's really
you
loose.
You
You just did it with a store-bought Sears Bronco.
Just with pure Carrie Underwood quad muscles that I have. And I was just like, zzz, 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 zzz. Once I got up, I could balance it and be like, oh my God. I kept going. I'm like, oh my God. Everyone was freaking out.
Did anyone witness this, or was this a figment of your your spademation? You probably went 5 feet. Let's be honest.
This is another one of my little fibs, but I think I did do that.
I would skateboard.
No footage to cut to.
Mm-hmm.
You could skateboard, you said?
And I would go down a hill, long hill, zigzag down. I wouldn't do it now. Look, I mean, a steep, long hill without on a board with no helmet or safety.
Call the Guinness Book. You know what's funny about the Guinness Book World Records? It's now the Guinness website or something. I mean, book sounded better.
Would you, if you tried to qualify for something of the world record?
I thought of this the other day.
What would
I thought of this the other day because I swear I saw something odd. Maybe it's today, but I saw something odd like guy gets bit in the nuts by a cobra 60 times in an hour. And I was like, that's a Guinness world. This cannot be a world record. This cannot be anything that anyone's trying to do. But if you pick a weird one, you can win.
Well, what did Mr. Beast, didn't he at one point just repeat someone's name for 24 hours? I don't know.
I mean,
Kelsey Grammer.
He's rich enough. Maybe you should do that.
Kind of a genius. Could we get him on here and just have a
We should get Mr. Beast on anyway. Let's try to. Well, I'm going to ask my guy tomorrow because one of my buddies knows him. Let's try to. There's a couple people I wanted to get on.
Yeah, we'll pair him with a Beastie Boy. Just because the symmetry of that. That's kind of funny, right?
Yeah. All right, next one. What is she? This is a podcast. A girl's about to say something. I don't know what.
Okay.
So I across this really insane Elvis Presley theory. I'm going to kind of break it all down for
Okay,
you.
let's just hear it.
Died in 1977.
Yes.
His family never wanted to release the public evidence of his death. So basically all the details. We got speculation. We thought maybe it was too many drugs in the system. We thought maybe he was being overworked. So his family said in the year of 2027 we'll release those. That's
2027?
2027.
Good reaction.
That's almost 50 years after.
I liked her reaction.
Whoa.
This is where
that's a good one too.
There's a man named Jesse Garin, and he claims that he is Elvis Presley. He's been claiming he's Elvis Presley for quite some time.
There's a few of these on my street.
He's in a mental institute.
Well, yeah,
but so there's a doctor that worked in this hospital.
It's not good
with
yet.
Jesse, and during his time there, he was like, "I just feel this weird skeptical gut feeling about this guy Jesse, who's claiming that he's Elvis. So let's do a DNA test and let's see what we find." Guess what they found?
What?
Jesse's DNA was the exact match of Elvis's DNA.
What?
Same DNA. Okay. Jesse's DNA matches. The doctor's like, this is really weird.
Yeah.
Let's do something further.
How untrue is this?
Elvis's
I don't know.
DNA
There's a book
and
it
see if it's
says.
a match with Jesse's. What do you know? It's a match. So this mental institute patient, yes, this is real.
Has the same DNA and the parents,
but also Elvis's parents. Okay, so obviously people are thinking maybe this is his long lost
one.
brother. Elvis was born as a twin, but
anyone can hold a phone up and go, okay, hey,
that's it.
That's
what happened?
It. What happened?
Well, he had a twin brother. They showed proof. They showed a book.
I used to do this bit, and I'll just do a little bit of it. flight of
You
fancy.
don't sound like you believe it.
I just had a flight of fancy of people who passed that are in a bunker beneath Las Vegas. And it would be Bobby and Jack Kennedy, Elvis and Hitler. And they're all in there and they fake their death and they're going to take over the world. So they're just hanging out for decades in there. Elvis, would you tell Adolf to stop staring at me? Come on, Elvis. I mean, come on, Hitler. I'm Elvis. You know, Bobby don't like it when you stare at him. I believe that Adolf Hitler doesn't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's saying. Okay,
I'm the movie executive. Okay. Could one of them not be Hitler? But this is the exact same situation. Maybe it could be Marilyn Monroe or something.
This is my pitch right back. The funny part is I'm gonna put on a dress and go to the shaft elevator. You want to come with me, Jack? Yes, I will go with you. They're in Las Vegas in a bunker.
Okay.
I will stay here and teach Adolf English. Adolf, repeat after me. See, shoust, spot, run, fight. Oh, look at Bobby. He doesn't have one word English in there. It's just gibberish. No, he can do better. Adolf, repeat after me. See, tight, spot, point. So what do you think? I got a movie deal?
Well, I don't get that one. Once he can't talk at all, he just makes noises, right?
Well, because then, I'm rushing it. It's a 20-minute bit for my friends. And then Elvis is like, Bobby, we've been in here, faked our death, been in here 40 years. And here he don't understand hiding our tail of English. Oh, yeah, Elvis, you're wrong. He does. Oh, watch this. A bird flew into a cave. Repeat after me, Adolf. A bird. Flew into a cave. Come on, Bobby. He's not speaking a word. I believe that Bobby is making progress. I don't think he's doing it because he's easy. He does it because he's hard. So
all right, I'm in. Okay, we'll take it.
Try to suppress your.
We'll shoot it in Vegas.
I will do a longer bit next time.
I like it.
Oh, it's shaft elevator, and it goes on and on. Yeah.
All right, next one. We'll come back to it. Dana, this is the sports book born in Vegas. You know it is BetMGM. You can follow or tag BetMGM across all your socials.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You can log into BetMGM every day and play the new fast break basketball game for your chance to win prizes.
You're really simplifying it, Arnold.
I am, yes.
It's NBA Fast Break free to play. Log on to BetMGM every day and play the new Fast Break basketball game for your chance to win prizes. All you need
play Fast Break for your daily shot at boost tokens, bonus bets, or bonus spins.
Oh, wow. You do know what you're talking about, Arnold. Fast break is when you run down and then it's for the basketball far.
If you don't think you like MGM Fast Break Bet MGMs, then you're a loser.
Yeah. Listen, all you need to do is log in to BetMGM, head to the promotions page and fire up Fast Break to find yourself on the b-ball court ready to make a play. Play Fast Break for your daily shot at boost tokens, bonus bets, or bonus spins. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. This promotional offer is not available in Mississippi, New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. for New York, 877-8-HOPE-NY. Or text HOPE-NY. That's 467-369. For Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023.
New and existing customer offers. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 7 days. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Okay, look at this story. Okay, don't read the comments. Just listen to the story. So a guy's pitching to his kid, an older guy.
Okay.
The dad throwing his son some wholesome BP went viral this week. And this 17U travel ball team Twitter account felt the need to chime in with some constructive criticism, which provoked Ryan Murphy to ask the question, You for real? Which is a great question, Ryan. The Evansville baseball program apparently had time that day, and they doubled down. A thoughtful critique for youth baseball players, maybe. The only issue is that the guy in the video is Mike Trout. Who saw that one coming? I love a good twist ending. Trout himself even got in on the fun, throwing a few emojis on the thread. I'd love to know what Mike Trout's most used emojis are.
So the dad's throwing his Mike Trout pitches, and a guy sees the video and goes, I'm a local high school coach, and I'll show you what's wrong with this kid's swing. And then he wrote it out on Twitter, and they wrote back, we're all good over here. And he goes, listen, I'm just giving you some friendly advice. The guy needs to lean back a little more. This guy's going to be a big hitter. And they go, it's Mike Trout. And he goes, oh. Mike Trout's one of the biggest stars in the
history of
baseball. Listen, it goes too fast. That was too fast again. These are fucking bombing. This could be our comeback bit. I don't think it will be. It might be easier to understand. This is just, there's a mannequin challenge now. You try to act like you don't move, you don't bend. We can do it.
So you try to look like a mannequin. Okay, here we go.
Next time we're at Chili's. That's kind of good, right?
Not too bad.
That shirt is the one Farley wore at the beginning of Tommy Boy.
That looks like it. Okay. These are human beings with entirely too much time on their hands.
What else is on TikTok?
They've been at the park
Everyone
for
has
17 hours. How about we pretend we're mannequins? I love you, Charlie.
It's like girls going, get ready with me, and they put on makeup and tell a 90-minute story. And you're like, I feel like you're getting ready for not going out. I feel like this was to get ready to do this. And then you didn't really go anywhere at the end. Maybe this is a theory.
It's just the clicks and the views. They'll do anything. Look at us.
I know.
We're fucking the worst, most desperate idiots out there. Okay, let's do one more. We got to end on a goddamn high note. It's not working. Man.
You got to get back.
We got to end.
You got to get back to the set.
Let me see if this one's any. I know they're going to suck. I can just tell. Shit. I don't know if we should risk it with this one. What do you think? Does it look funny yet?
Harvard University welcomes the 22-year-old Magnus Carlsen from Norway, who has broken
and you're going to
all
all say this is fake. Everyone says everything's fake.
Today, Magnus plays blindfolded chess, and not only that,
I used to play chess
against 10 of the best.
He plays 10 people.
Well, how can you play blindfolded? Magnus must remember the position of 320
It sounds
pieces
impossible.
and their movements while calculating 10 moves and counter moves.
If it's fake, he has a lot of extras. At least he put some work in it. Knight to bishop's pawn.
Well, how does he know?
Rook. They tell him what they're moving. And he fucking smokes him.
And he remembers 10 board.
I think he's, he's not doing any fucking celebration dances. What is that handkerchief made
One
of?
of the best players in the world.
I mean, even if they're just 10 that are shitty, I'm impressed. Look at him. I don't care.
From memory, the moves off a match.
And then he writes it all down.
When someone else gets an autograph, I get the whole match.
Wow.
He goes, hey, let me sign this for you. Let me write out every. You can turn it. let me write down every move I made today. He's like, rook to pawn 4, bishop to.
Well, his latest one was that he has a guitar and he's playing Blackbird continually over and over again. And they put a bowl on his head and a blindfold around it, and he's 10 miles away. He beat 50 guys.
And they keep hitting it with a wooden spoon the whole time. The bowl.
Hitting the bowl. And then he has to tune the guitar. Knight to pawn.
You know what happens? He sees these girls that are having sex with 100 guys at a cliff, and he's like, I have to do something like that. But chess-wise, I'll play 10 dudes and smoke them. So he did a good job. I think we end on that. That was like a 5.5.
That was uplifting.
That was like a 6, but it showed there's some smart people out there.
Yeah, definitely.
And I got to drop in that I play chess. Okay. Dana, thanks for coming. If you could stick around during the commercial, I want to talk about some other stuff.
Yes. Remember, busboys,
Busboy's coming. Who knows
February
when?
2028. Soon.
2028. We'll be in post for the next 6 years. No, we're gonna whip it out. We only got a week left, dude. We got a week and a half left.
David Spade whips it out. That's your tour.
This has been a presentation of Odyssey. Superfly is executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Jenna Weiss-Berman of Odyssey, Heather Santoro, and Greg Holtzman. Hope you liked it. Ooh. Dana, today we have Susan Morrison, a writer. We don't always have writers. We have SNL writers, but she's a writer Magazine. Of SNL. Yeah.
Yes.
She wrote a big fat book about Lorne.
And it's the 50th anniversary of SNL. It's a good time to have it out.
Mm-hmm.
Lorne, the man who invented SNL.
Mm-hmm. And she covers a lot. She's telling things to you, listeners, that even we don't know.
You're going to hear something that's a little shocking, a little surprising. How's that for a tease? But if we do a deep dive, the man, the moment, Lorne Michaels, based on the book and what she learned by interviewing. I got interviewed. My quotes are probably silly.
I got interviewed. Yeah.
Got interviewed. Everyone got interviewed. Everyone talked. And it's just sort of a comprehensive look at Lorne Michaels through his childhood, all the way through his travails, seasons that were rougher than others, and on and on. So it's a very interesting conversation.
Oh yeah, and they got Tina Fey and Steve Martin and John Mulaney. There's all these quotes up front, and everywhere you turn, who they're talking about. So very in depth. Took years to put this together.
Years to put it together, and
it was very interesting talk. We went on and on. So here she is, and you're going to learn a lot.
Susan Morrison.
And I sort of forgot, I had forgotten until recently the wonderful accent thing that everybody says, the Eagles.
Oh, the Eagles. That's right.
Eagles.
So you claim to have a book.
I do. I actually can even show it to you.
It's coming out. Okay. I don't know when this airs, but it's February 18th. It's called
that's right.
Lorne, the man who invented SNL.
That's right. Oh. Invented Saturday Night Live. We decided that Lorne has monomial status, like Fidel or Madonna, one name does it, Lorne.
You can tell the rookies because Lorne is such a name that comes up millions of times on our podcast and in life, but the people that call him Lauren and they spell it Lauren, like the female name, is pretty interesting because, they're an outsider and I don't listen to one thing they say.
It's like the people who say skits instead of sketches. It's an immediate disqualifier, right?
DQ.
Oh boy, don't even skits gets him going. It's kind of interesting to me. I'm just thinking out loud to myself, is that because of his hallowed place and his Mount Rushmore, thing that's been going on for the 50th. He had left for 5 years, did a lot of things, left SNL in 1980. None of them really landed. Comes back in 85, has a rough season, and then I meet him. So probably in this whole 50 years, would it be a Nate? I went to state school. His nader or something.
I think that's right. And Dana, I remember that when I interviewed you, you told me that when you showed up there, you thought you were probably going to be in the last cast of SNL. You thought it was on its way out. And it was kind of a Hail Mary pass.
Sure.
And, it's interesting because I met Lorne when he was perhaps at an even lower point. I
lower.
Worked for him. Well, I worked for him when he did the new show, which was his
new show.
Yeah, I remember.
Public, spectacular flop. And, I don't think people thought he was going to be coming back from that. And he also lost his own money in that show. It's strange it was such a flop because it was packed with talent. The writer's room was incredible. Jim Downey, Jack Handy, George Meyer.
Wow.
John Candy did amazing work on that show. It's worth looking up. Food Repairman.
No, I watched it. It was funny. It was just that besides In Living Color, which was a niche kind of prime time, and it was on Fox in the day, primetime sketch. I did one that didn't make it. Martin Short did. I mean, you'd have to line them all up. That's your next book. Okay. Why was there a bazillion sketch shows in prime time in the 50s, 60s, and into the 70s? And then so many swing and a miss. You know, I don't know if you have. I've never totally figured that out.
I mean, I have a theory.
Okay.
I mean, Lorne
I'm gonna press record.
He loved. Oh, sure.
We've been recording. Don't worry.
I'm kidding.
Lorne loved variety TV. You know, he grew up watching, you know, Sid Caesar and the Your Show of Shows and all that stuff. And when he went to LA in the 60s and 70s, he just bounced around from one cruddy variety show to the next. You know, Perry Como, Burns and Schreiber, Phyllis
Burns
Diller.
and Schreiber. What about
Burns and Schreiber, where he met his wife?
Yeah, but the thing is, he liked the form, but he thought that it was like stuck in the 50s. You know, the people writing those shows were guys who had written for radio. And his big idea was to take that format and bring it into the modern world. You know, movies were cool. You had Terrence Malick and Robert Altman. Music was cool, but television was like a really weird backwater. So he was the first person who said, let's make variety TV something that has something to do with what people in their 20s are like. You know, let's put drugs on
yeah. And
on
with
screen.
your in my age group, you remember that when George Carlin was on Ed Sullivan in a suit and tie and a short haircut.
Yeah.
And then he was like a symbol of this change in one lane of it when he became the hippie long hair and all that. So there was a whole, I don't even call it counterculture, but Laugh-In maybe was the last water cooler sketch show that was so different, of course, than SNL. But yeah, it was in the ether. And then Lorne picked up the toys off the carpet and said, okay, we're going to play with these.
But you know, the other thing that Lorne will say is that when he was pitching a show like SNL for years and nobody wanted it. And what happened is that they needed something in late night on on NBC to replace Carson's reruns. And Lorne had never thought of late night. But the thing, it ended up being what made the show work, because the way he put it, you know, the network thought of late night as like a vacant lot on the edge of town. They weren't going to pay attention to what was going on there. They weren't going to meddle. You know, he just got to do whatever the hell he felt like. And with no notes, you know, no interference.
Right. And you can be a little dirt, like even TV shows on at 8 versus 9 when I was a sitcom, you can say a little more at 9 because kids are asleep. You can say way more at 10. And when you're way up there at 11:30, they don't worry so much about content as much.
Yeah, I think he thought they were probably not even watching. You know?
Well, they didn't care.
It was anti-slick and late, so it right out of the bat. I'm just a little curious. Sorry, David, did you have something to say?
Not at all.
I like to interrupt him. Did you see the movie Saturday Night? And what was your reaction to it? I mean, obviously, it's trying to get a feeling rather than a linear story.
Yeah.
But how did you feel about that?
I guess I had several simultaneous reactions. You know, the journalist in me was watching and my head exploding because there were so many things that were fictionalized, or, you know, 5 years worth of events were kind of crammed into one night. But I did think that it captured some of, as you guys know, you've lived this, you know, just some of the nail biting, knife edge chaos that I think gives the show continues to fuel the show. It's funny. I talked to some of the current people, the people at the show now, some of the writers and cast, and they were indignant about it. They said that it was sort of like watching somebody, you know, screw up your song in a karaoke bar or something. You know, that they were feeling proprietary about it. What did you guys think?
Well, I went into it with kind eyes, because I knew it was an impossible thing to really capture. So we interviewed Jason, the director, and there were things that I really liked. In real time, that there probably wasn't a bulletin board on 8H with like 80 sketches on it right before air, or that Lorne Michaels was the update guy until right before air. So you have to kind of give into it and see, did it capture the essence? I wasn't there then. They weren't famous. Right. The show wasn't famous because as it evolved, no one would go ice skating right before the show. And most of the show is disappointment, even in the best seasons and the best shows. Right. I'd say maybe if you can get 1 out of 5 great sketch, pretty good. Most of the time, I was just there for 10 weeks. Most of the time we all went, well, I guess that's it, and just walked off stage.
I mean, I found it enjoyable to watch. It kind of, it felt like the Poseidon Adventure or something. It was almost like an adventure flick.
Yeah. I love that reference. I love
hysterical.
The reference. Yeah. There's got to be a morning after there. There has to be a party after the show.
Other people I know told me they had similar reaction to mine at the very end when it comes off and they do the Wolverine sketch and Chevy comes out and says live from New York, it's Saturday night. I mean, I kind of teared up a little bit because it made you realize how improbable the whole show was and how close it came to not happening. It could easily have not happened.
I did like little things I didn't know. Now, Dana, I was going to ask Jason about that Lauren one for update because I did like the chaos. I did like it was almost obviously too chaotic, but definitely knowing no fame. It just shows people. It's like sort of here's what it was if you don't know how it started. They weren't famous. No one thinks of Dan Aykroyd or Belushi as not famous, So you have to go back and say, hey, they all get a job. It's a cruddy place. They're just throwing shit together, and then there's Billy Crystal leaving. Those are cool moments where you go, oh my God, there's just so many things that happen where everything there was life-changing. You get me in the first sketch. Chevy's on update. Like this. He's a big, good-looking dude. I thought there was a lot of parts about it I really did like. And you're right, when it all came together. Like, what are the bricks on the stage? I don't even know. Like, I don't know what part was real, what wasn't, fictionalized.
That was real.
So that was real.
They were hammering those bricks in the day of the first show. And of course, the old timers on the crew looked at Eugene Lee, the designer, who brought in old oak doors and bricks. And they said, what the fuck are you doing? We just use cyclorama walls. And, the way it used to be in old variety shows where instead of a set, you'd have like, a window frame or a tree in a pot to suggest park. But Lauren's idea was that you wanted this hard wall reality, and
it looked counterculture. And I did love when was it J.K. Simmons he played Milton Berle, and he's doing a song and dance number, and that was a really interesting juxtaposition because the variety shows everything was shiny and clean, and 8H still looks the same. It's kind of beat up. And if you walk in there without an audience, you're like, it's kind of a shithole. Like,
everyone thinks it's tiny. People go, this isn't where because I went back to do Hunter Biden and it was just, again, like when Dana going back, you go, oh, so here's Tom and wardrobe. There's a lot of the same people and it's obviously bigger and a little fancier in places, but you get out there, it's the same tiny stools. Even people I was with were like, this isn't where the audience is. This is it. This is this is where every sketch is. This tiny room.
Yeah.
I know.
Wow, it is true. That's the fun of it,
Can I say, unless you have something you need to say.
One thing I was just going to say we were talking about the improbability of it and how those people weren't famous. It's one of the things that was fascinating for me to learn is Lauren had trouble hiring people. Like, who wanted to be on this late night show with this weird Canadian guy no one had ever heard of. And, Chevy almost didn't come on because he was doing a play, like a dinner theater with Paul Lind.
Hey.
Paul Lind didn't take the job.
I like Broadway.
Yeah. And I love that Paul Lind stood in the way of another hire. Alan Swibel almost didn't come to work because he had been offered a job in primetime writing the questions for Paul Lind in the center square of Hollywood Squares.
I have a dirty joke about Paul Lind. You want to hear it?
Anything about Paul Lind,
we'll cut it out.
I love
it. Paul Lind walked into a party and he goes, "It smells like pussy in here." I think. Anyway, Dana, back to you. No, I will say,
I don't get the reference. I just thought he was a funny guy. I mean, I don't understand.
Paul Lind was a hero, by the way, with Hollywood Squares. Unreal. When I was a kid, I laughed everything that dude said.
Oh, he was always hilarious.
And on Bewitched.
Oh my God.
And Bewitched.
Right.
And wherever he
but the money was
he
low
just
too.
had a great kind of rhythm, just naturally funny. I was just curious. So you knew Lorne during the news show. Is that when you met him?
Yeah, I was brought into the Brill Building in '83 by Tom Gamble and Pross, who I'd gone to college with. And I met Jim Downey for the first time. And Jim hired me.
Just 1 second. I can talk to you in a little bit. I'll just be right back. I'll be right back. No, I want to talk to you. I really do, but I got to go. Sorry. Go ahead.
Stay right there. Yeah.
Stay right here.
So Jim, in a rare act of decisiveness, right, hired me that day.
A rare act of decisiveness. That's funny.
To be his assistant. I was 23.
My gosh.
I was 23 years old. My job chiefly consisted of ordering shitloads of food from the Carnegie Deli.
Yeah.
I mean, if I didn't know what chicken in the pot was, then I
writers eat. They have to eat.
Huxley's.
Just feed their brains.
And, it was a great thing for me. I was really young. My mom had just died suddenly, and I was kind of at sea. And so I got to go to this place with all these funny people every day. And they were so kind to me, and think about it. I mean, and Christina McGinnis and Lorne and George Meyer and Jack Handy, Dwight Bell. It was fun. So I didn't have a lot of one-on-one time with Lorne, but it was a pretty small operation. And we were all just in the little, on the 9th floor of the Brill Building. So yeah, I mean, I knew him a little bit. And again, I didn't realize that what I was witnessing was this soul-crushing failure on his part.
How did he take that failure, if you could even remember, or all of you? Because I did a variety show that lasted 8 episodes and kind of blew up the network.
Yeah.
So did you get a full season? I don't know how long.
No, it wasn't. I think we did like 8 shows. And then, this is the thing that was really weird about it. Lorne had been used to working live, but the new show was taped on Thursday to air on Friday. So it brought out all of Lorne's, less genius impulses. I mean, people always say that, Lorne always says that the show doesn't go on because it's ready. It goes on because it's 11:30. And, he needs that deadline. He needs the deadline. And that's when he gets into his kind of superpower mode, the meeting between the dress rehearsal and air. But if you think about it, so the new show, we would be taping and he would yell cut, and then it'd start a sketch over. And sometimes these tapings would last for 5 hours. And,
because you get perfectionist and you can't stop fixing. Yeah.
And I remember the audience trying to leave in droves, and Tom Gamble coming out and going like, "You quitters!"
Sure.
So they're watching the same sketch over and over again.
Well, it's like a sitcom. You're trying to get it right.
Yeah.
When you're on a movie and it's a big budget, that happens where you just do take after take. Someone's got to go, "Hey, are we any good? Like, can we just move on? Like, this is it, the best we can do."
And then they'd be up all night in the editing room, like splicing the takes together so that it leached all of the, the magic out of it. I mean, you guys know, because you've done it, the adrenaline of live really adds something. But imagine these comedy sketches pieced together. They had to add laugh tracks, right? So
it's all different.
I remember knowing that it wasn't going well. And then I guess Brandon Tartikoff said to Lorne after, I can't remember, maybe 8 shows, like, why don't you just not make the rest of them? And instead, and here's the novel idea, let's make best of the new show ours.
Best of?
After only 8 episodes, we're going to do best ofs?
Finished out.
By the way, I don't know what time we have. How did you end up writing this book? That's popped into my head.
I was only, that was my only time in television. I switched to journalism after that.
Yeah.
But I stayed friends with all those writers, and a lot of them, including Steve Martin and Jack, and have written for me at the New Yorker and other places I've worked. So I was always kind of in the, I would run into Lorne every 5 years and say hi. I think our daughters knew each other in school, and But after the 40th anniversary, I was an empty nester. I had this crazy idea I was going to have a lot of time. And I just realized it really hit me how Lorne is like single-handedly responsible for what America thinks is funny, across so many generations. And I thought he'd be a great subject for a book. So I sold a book first. I did a proposal. There was a bidding war. I chose Random House. And then I went to see him in his office and I said, because I know, you guys know Lorne, he likes to be out of the frame. He likes to be behind the curtain. He's not a very public facing guy. So I said, Lorne, I just signed a contract to write a book about you and the show. I don't need anything from you. I know your people and I'm kind of around. But if you wanted to talk to me and participate in it, it'll be a better and a richer book. And, your legacy deserves that. And at first he looked like he was going to have a heart attack, Wow. He just was like, ah.
Yeah.
And then, he said he'd think about it. And we had a drink a couple of days later and he just started telling those stories. He just started talking. And so he was in. We didn't have any kind of agreement. He liked the fact that it was my book. It's not a vanity project that he had any approval over or anything. But he's smart enough to know that that's better to have like a real work of journalism about you and not some silly, sort of puff book.
He had always told me I would never write a book because I couldn't tell the truth. So in terms of like you're writing this
better.
And like, what do I include? You, Susan, what do I not include? Is this unflattering to Lorne, who I have affection for and I think is seminal? So when he was sharing with you, it was stories that you felt were benign. I mean, the book's coming out. Did he bury people? What did he say about me? Sorry.
Oh, Dana, what he said about you is it's a fucking show pony. I mean, you, both of you are really,
he knows me?
Really up there in his pantheon. No, I think that I think one of his reservations in the beginning, and this is very smart of him, he knows that people have very selective memory. I don't know that he read deeply in those, like the Oral History by Tom Shales and Jim Miller, but he certainly knew that over the years, people had put out versions of things that were wildly exaggerated, And he also know that comedians like to kind of embellish a story to make it funnier, right? That's a human thing. So I think he was a little worried about that, but I asked him lots of questions. He told me lots of stories. I'd say in the final 2 years of the reporting, what I was doing was I'd go over there on a Friday night and I'd say, okay, now what we're going to do is try to do some like fact checking, because a lot of times I'd have 3 or 4 different versions of an event.
Ooh, yeah.
And I wanted him to try to be a tiebreaker. Like, what do you think actually happened here? And, he was very honest. A lot of times he just said, God, I don't know. It was the 70s,
Yeah.
But again, because I, work at the New Yorker and where fact checking and accuracy are important, I worked really hard to try to get
to the bottom of things.
And there were definitely things, and I brought all these things to him. There were definitely things that maybe stung a little bit or that he would have preferred not be in the book, but he never said like, oh God, don't put that in the book. He understood that. Yeah. And I really respect the hell out of him for that. I mean, he knew I was going to write a real book, but the response among, his world and his publicists and the people around him has been really positive. People think that I've really got him. But, I mean, going into something like this with a character as mysterious and feared as Lorne is, I always knew that there would be a contingent of people who said like, oh God, this is just a blowjob. And then there'd be other people who would say, this is a hatchet job. I mean, right? So I think, I mean, I'm in awe of Lorne and I really admire him, and I admire and like him even more at the end of this process than I did at the beginning. I think what he's done is incredible. But you guys worked there when people would be bitching about this or that, or, it's a tough place, right?
Did you talk to any cast that said anything that, or any personalities just very different than what you thought once you get them on the phone?
Huh. Let's see.
Or is everyone kind of?
That's such a good
Did
question.
you hang up with someone and go, wow, they were very.
One person who blew my mind was Dan Aykroyd, because he talks in these sentences.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever talked to him?
We did a live podcast with him at David's house.
You know what I mean? Like, he talks in perfect paragraphs.
Mm-hmm.
And I just would never have thought that he's somebody who, and he's so thoughtful and uses such interesting words. Let's see. Who else?
They didn't know what to do with the lumber back in Canada in 1954.
He has a lot of facts, especially about Canada.
The steel manufacturers
very
didn't care for the
interesting.
lumber at all. No, yeah, he is like this, and he made it one of his comedy rhythms. He did it as Coneheads. He did
Coneheads has a lot of that talk in it.
Long free consciousness kind of speeches. So it's part of his.
Well, it makes you realize that, Beldar Conehead and Dan Aykroyd are very similar, aren't they?
Close. Parental units. I told someone, are you with your parental units tonight? And then I said, after I've said this a million times, I go, that's from Coneheads? They're like, what is that term? I go, I think so. Isn't it? Remember, he goes parental units. And,
sure.
And no one knew that. I go, oh, that's so funny. It just gets in the ether and people. You had some good quotes here from a lot of the stars. I think some are funny, some are just straight ahead, interesting. And I like Steve Martin says, Dave Letterman is genuinely self-deprecating. He genuinely doesn't think he's any good. Those issues don't come up for Lorne. So funny. And also, go ahead. Oh, Jane Curtin saying, he spent a lot of time talking about where he's going to eat. Is that very true? Orso tonight
at 9:00. Chevy will be there. Chevy Chase? No. Chevy Wilson.
One of the Pauls.
Right.
You'll find with Susan, she's that thing of like, she wants to please, and yet she has an eagle eye. And she sees what others don't.
Bill Hader's is funny too.
Bill Hader.
Yeah.
Bill has a great Lauren. Different. You just a very
He says, Dana, if you start drowning, he's not like, hey, here's a life jacket. He's like, ooh, that guy's drowning in my pool. Let's go here and let's go hang with Alec Baldwin.
Well, it is
funny.
One of the things that is so interesting about Lorne is that even though people would, early in the show, as the show started getting successful and Lorne started getting richer with fancier friends, people would bitch and moan about that. Belushi referred to Lorne's fancy friends as the dead, all those socialites and everything. But I think that it was kind of interesting the way Lorne managed to parlay that into kind of a comic character on the show, like the Lorne that you see in the Smigel's TV fun houses. Get me back my show. And
come back with more show.
He kind of, I feel like he almost, the Lorne Pasha, like producer character, became a character on the show as much as like Church Lady did,
the aloof producer that just stands there with a beer or something or a glass of wine.
And I remember, I hope we hear more of your Lorne, Dana, today, but I remember asking Alec Baldwin at one point, who do you think does the best Lorne impersonation? And Alec just said, Lorne.
All right. Telling. Right. It's that thing of like, I never met anyone who talked like that, but I do believe that's what I'm kind of curious about. And so you went on this journey, and it's not so much just like what makes Lorne tick, but it's sort of like, where's the marshmallow inside this veneer, because I think he wants to be one of the guys, and I think he is very observant and wonders what people are thinking of him. And gets easily wounded in a way, but he's also so resilient. I mean, he's Trumpian, in just that way, to which we probably talked about, just keeping the show consistent. Now 50 years, we have data now, a fucking half century. Where did this guy come from?
Yeah.
Who is he? Will that be answered when I buy the book?
think you're going to get your $38 worth. But no, everyone I talk to about Lorne, it's the same. They're all kind of trying to unriddle him.
Yeah.
You know, Conan says everybody thinks that Lorne has the secret. You know, part of that is that he isn't unlike a lot of guys who got rich and famous in the 80s, you know, like Barry Diller or Michael Milken or people like that.
Yeah.
He's never been like a show-off workaholic. You know, he's not one of those people who says, I get up at 4 a.m. and work out with a trainer. And then he does seem to know how to live. You know, he kind of invented work-life balance, you know, but then in terms of, you say the marshmallow inside, I don't want to be too psychobabbly or, you know, too much of an easy answer, but
go ahead.
A lot really does take you back to Lorne suddenly losing his father when he's 14 years old. He was completely at sea, and his father collapsed one night after having a big argument with Lorne. They had a big fight. Father collapses, disappears into the hospital. Lorne never sees him again. This gives you some indication of why, you know, you never see Lorne having a yelling match with anybody. You know, he keeps it very low. You know, I think at one point I say in the book that he speaks in the register of a man announcing a golf tournament, you know?
Yeah.
But I think that his whole world got smashed when he was 14. You know, then he had a bad year. His mother thought he was going to be a juvenile delinquent, to use the term
juvie.
Popular in a juvie. Yeah. And he had to kind of rebuild. He had to put it all together. I think it gave him a kind of resilience that helped him throughout his whole career. You know, just when I was starting the book, I interviewed Judd Apatow for the New Yorker Radio Hour, and he said something that really resonated with me. When Judd was 14, his parents had a really bad divorce, and I think there were financial problems. His whole world kind of fell apart. And he told me that he definitely, because of that, like that's why he kind of early in his life abandoned his dreams of being a performer and instead became a director and producer. Because, you know, when you're that guy, you've got the clipboard, you got the call sheet, you're making sure that everything works. You're making sure that it's not going to be chaos. You're taking care of everything. As opposed to, you know, if you're a performer, you're just kind of strutting your own stuff. And I thought that reminded me so much of Lorne, you know, because he also was a performer early in his life. But
heart.
You know, he's determined to not let anything fall apart, because his own world fell apart when he was 14. That'll be $350 for that. Okay, so.
I always thought it was people who started out in comedy and just saw that it wasn't going to happen for them, and then they became a writer or a director.
It's a more consistent job.
I did not realize when I was on Saturday Night Live that every single writer essentially wanted to be in front of the camera.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
I didn't realize that.
I didn't know that until I started reporting this book. Like, think about all the people who were just writers. Mulaney, Odenkirk, you know. Those guys never got on stage.
Sure.
Robert Smigel. They all want to be. They all want to be. Trust me.
Conan.
I love that kind of Lorne. You know. Well, do you think Michael B. here? He's visiting. It's not very far from, you know, the bleachers to where the cameras are. You know, he has so many sayings. It's a little short walk.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah,
but when you do Lorne, you get to kind of inhabit Lorne, and I do think because the show is magnificent chaos. That's also part of his methodology. Is he'll be the calm. When people
was anybody angry?
Oh, well, yeah, there's definitely some people who are angry. Because, you know, it's one of the things I would say that maybe Lorne's biggest achievement was just creating this kind of culture with walls around it. You know, it's a tribe, and you're in it or you're out of it. You know, it's like The Godfather kind of. And, you know, there are a handful of people. Who,
Lord
you know,
of the Flies,
who, you know, I mean, I think that's one of the reasons it was so painful for Conan when he lost the Tonight Show and went to TBS. He was kind of, you know, he had spent his whole career at NBC, and and for a while he had a little bit of a frosty rupture with Lorne. I think, you know, he was off the T-shirt list, you know, stopped getting the Broadway video You guys still get those Broadway video T-shirts?
I don't know if I still do.
I think so. Yeah, I do. Yeah, Lauren, he wants to be in the loop. He did not produce the Conan Tonight Show, right? For some reason.
That's right. He produced Late Night for Conan. And then when Conan went to LA, NBC, I mean, it was kind of a drama. NBC told Conan and his producer, Jeff Ross, oh, you don't need Lauren to be your EP. You know, but I think that was a misstep. I think it probably would have been a good.
Yeah. I think in the end of the day, and this, there's been even current things that I won't mention with different people, is just shows that's important to Lauren. And maybe it's how he reacts to other people in his life. You show respect. You know, you want to give Lauren the chance to say, I think you should do it without me. You know,
right.
If you started with him and he gave you your break, then you do kind of have that feeling.
But it's a hard back and forth to say, Lauren, do you want to produce this movie? Because now you're putting him on the spot sometimes if he doesn't. But if you don't and it's success, he's like, why wouldn't you bring that to me? It's very touchy because you don't want to go, I want a new favor.
Hard,
I want a favor from you. Also, this thing about networks is tough because also, you know, let's say I did a show for a network, like I've done sitcoms, and they're always whining and dining you for a sitcom the whole run. And the second it's over, let's say you do a pilot or something, or they cancel your show. There's always part of you that thinks mistakenly, but this network, we were friends. Like, how could they do that? That's the weirdest thing that you realize. It's all just for the moment. Things are going good. Everything's great, but don't get too chummy because you're just a card on a board where they say, we don't need that anymore. We're putting this here. They don't think like that. They don't go, oh, is someone's feelings going to get hurt? They're just like, this does better than that we got to put that there. It's very hard. It's very rare. They go, hey, I mean, they might say it, but they're not just saying, hey, just because we're all buds, we should keep this on forever.
Yeah, I think that for Lauren, it's a relationship business, you know, and he really does.
For that, yes.
One of his old Canadian friends told me that even from the very beginning, you could tell he likes rabbit's feet. You know, he likes to have these familiar people around.
Sure.
And I think, you know, one time he was kind of half joking, but he compared himself to. He said, I'm like Prometheus. You know, I brought I'm the bringer of fire to these young people, you know, the people he hires and whose life he changes. And he is aware that, you know, he's very aware that you want to stay tight with the people who were there for you at the beginning.
Sure.
You know, it's why he kept Bernie. I'm sure he was paying Bernie Brillstein 15%, you know, up to the very end. When was the last thing Bernie did for Lauren? You know,
even when it went to 10%, he's probably still paying him 15%.
Whatever.
Yeah. By the way, Prometheus, for all the kids listening, is a rapper.
Lil Prometheus.
Yeah, Lil Prometheus. By the way, I have it off the grid here. The new show. Is it possible you would remember this? I think this is a dumb joke from the new show. Whitney Brown and Louis, were they both on it possibly?
I don't think they were. Weren't they?
But on camera.
No, they weren't on it.
They weren't on the new show?
No, they weren't. They weren't.
No. Okay, because this joke is from something else. It could have been.
But weren't they on Dana's show?
Louis C.K. I hired as my head writer.
No, Louis Anderson.
Whitney Brown was not writing for it.
I remember a sketch with Louis Anderson and Whitney Brown. But what
Louis
could have
Anderson
that been
and Whitney
on?
Brown.
It could have been on a bad episode of SNL.
On a figment of my imagination.
Might have been in the 85 season. I think that's when A. Whitney got hired.
Here's the joke.
You know?
Yeah. Okay.
They're in it's like a just quick cutaway like on Laughing. They walk out in Roman togas. One's ripped and one isn't. And Whitney goes, Whitney goes to Louis that's ripped and says, Euripides? And he goes, Eumenides? And that was it.
That's right out of Ed Sullivan.
Isn't that a weird...
That's Topo Gigio right there.
I mean,
Topo
but those
Gigio,
two,
Euripides,
I'm pretty sure I'm lying, but why would I even think of this when you were talking about the new show?
But you know, that reminds me of when Lauren directed his show in college, UC Follies, which was very much like a proto SNL thing.
Mm-hmm.
There was a Shakespeare parody in it that Lauren wrote. This is actually one of the first funny joke that Lauren Michaels wrote to my mind. There was a character in it named Handenbra. Get it?
Okay, got it.
Instead of Fortinbras.
Yeah.
Handenbra. You got it? Get it?
I like it.
I got it.
Pretty good.
I like a good
That's
pun.
it.
That's the beginning, middle, end.
Handenbra.
It's very economical.
It was the 50s, people.
I love it.
Handenbra was
Listen,
a big deal.
50s.
Listen, I laughed harder at Hee Haw. I don't know what, I don't know any reference. I laughed at Donnie and
that's
Marie.
what Bernie Brillstein told me. They take your hee-haw money in London. Because he was producing hee-haw.
Right.
You didn't like it. I don't like fake art. He just thought the art scene was ridiculous.
It's funny when people say, like, Belushi only made $400 a week on SNL and he made $10,000 for Animal House, which is not bad money, especially when you're an unknown. They forget that they weren't a huge star on the cover of Time magazine. Did Belushi get on the cover of Time? I heard Chevy did. Did Belushi?
Belushi was on Newsweek.
Oh, Newsweek.
Chevy for Animal House, and Chevy was on New York Magazine at the end of season 1. They called him the heir apparent to Johnny Carson, and that's basically what started all kinds of splintering in that first cast. Because the idea wasn't for one person to emerge as a star. That kind of screwed everything up.
Immediate problems. That's always been there since then.
Yeah. You were talking about asking about the new show. I just remembered one funny little conflict that happened there. I remember Gamble and Pross wrote a sketch called Time Truck. It was a time traveling truck. Yeah. And it was for a show Kevin Kline was hosting. And the idea was Kevin Kline was supposed to play Abe Lincoln. And they were supposed to go back in time to prevent Lincoln from getting shot. But Lauren thought that it would be much funnier to have his close personal friend, Paul Simon, play Lincoln, just as a sight gag.
Right.
The writers are like, Paul Simon is not a comic actor.
Yeah. And he's very quiet.
It was Paul. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Frustration.
Reason number 800 why the new show didn't fly off the shelves.
Did we talk about obviously you mentioned Lauren hacked life. That's the new phrase. Like, you go to Buttermilk and you ski and then you're in St. Bart's and you go to Wimbledon, and Paul and I would often go out and just buy socks. You go downtown. And he did pace himself. That's part of the half century is he does pace himself. He knows when it's important for him to lock in. And that's especially this Saturday, that 30 minutes is where everything's made. And the whole show is based on ADD and procrastination. So at Lauren's core, does he have both those elements? Because I do.
Yeah, well, Jim Downey had a really smart way of describing this. He said, Lauren is a guy bad at term papers, great at tests. So if you give him an open-ended thing that he has to sit down and fiddle with, he's just never going to finish it. But when there's a deadline, when there's an alarm bell that goes off, that's, I think someone said the deadline is Lauren's cocaine. It's the thing that gets him galvanized. And can you imagine if that show was taped? You would never have that moment, at 10:30 where he's saying, But I think that he definitely has said to me a bunch of different times that he was always his whole life reluctant to burn a bridge or to close a door. He always felt like, oh, if I do this, then I won't ever be able to do this. I mean, he also told me a story, this kind of related. He told me, it's a real memory of once his father taking him to a diner when he was a little boy and saying, just order anything you want off the menu. So he ordered a hot dog and a hamburger and a grilled cheese and onion rings and French fries and, couldn't eat it all. And then his father said, let this be a lesson to you. Your eyes are bigger than your stomach. Now, I don't know how Lauren converted that into a lesson about comedy, but he did. And I think that if you think about that plate full of junk food at the diner, it's not unlike what the show is like Saturday going into, they still have way more than they can use.
Sure.
And it's chopping it down.
And you don't need everything. You don't need everything you think you need in life also is a bigger way. It's true.
Right. Yeah,
I want to go to lunch with his dad. Yeah. I need to learn things. That's a good one. Buy me a hot dog.
Yeah, we both have dad stuff. I mean, do all comedians have mom or dad stuff?
Right.
I don't know.
Well, I thought it was, a lot of people talk about these different rules Lorne has about comedy, these Lorneisms. And I think all the comedy ones are interesting, but it was also really interesting for me to hear how many of them were just about like how to live your life. So many people talked about how Lorne would say, buy yourself an apartment that you think you can't afford, because, then you'll come home after a hard day at work and you'll go, wow, who lives here? And you go, wow, I live here, And
he told me that. He said, get,
yeah,
it matters where you live. So if you're torn, get the nicer one.
He does his Lorne, and a lot of it is just good old fashioned wisdom.
Yeah.
Well crafted. Did we talk about the one that sort of took me by surprise, about this generation or whatever, snowflakes or anxiety or whatever? We were raised in the wilderness and we got like civilized. They're raised civilized, and then we want them to go out into the wilderness, which is sort of brilliant. I said that at Howard Stern and go, what does that mean? I go, Howard. But,
no, he said that to me too. And I totally get it.
I like
it.
Yeah.
But, it was also, I spent so much time hanging out there that it was really interesting for me to see he's so patient kind of with the millennials and some of the snowflakey, sensibilities. But one day he said something that really cracked me up. This is in the book. We were walking in the theater district and we walked past the Mean Girls marquee. And he had just got tickets for his friend Margaret Trudeau to go. But he was really mad because one of the leads had called in sick because she had to take her dog to the vet. The dog had eaten glue or something. And he just said, if it was Patty Lupone, the dog would be dead. He just couldn't believe, that this person's pet was.
I think in the new days, there's just options you didn't have. Like, you can just not do things anymore. In the old days, it's like, no, you go, no matter what. You go work, you go to school, you do this. And now it's like, if you feel like it, unless you want to call in a day you're not mentally feeling like it, it's like, or you have anxiety. If I had the word anxiety back then, I would have used it all day.
I think Lorne has a classic characteristic of somebody who is has power in a meeting, and that is if things are going around the room, and then Lorne will sort of sum up something or say something that's not exactly on topic but related to the topic in very few words, and it's like, I just think I don't know, this is a hackney one, but it just needs to breathe or whatever. Make sure that the audience knows you're actually performing, sort of, don't just do it to each other. So that's kind of one of his superpowers. And that's really important with the suits and Universal and stuff. I was at parties with the suits and Lorne.
Yeah.
And he doesn't talk a lot, but when he does, it's usually pretty hard or it's interesting.
Yeah, no, he has a lot of things like that can kind of close off discussion. Like he'll say, it'll get there.
Yeah.
Or he'll say, it knows what it is.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
Really good things.
Yeah. All I'm saying, he never really says, do this. All I'm saying is like, do we really have to go there with that right now?
I thought it was also interesting that even though, in that meeting between Dress and Air, he really is like a general, and that's the time at which he famously yelled at Bob Odenkirk once, Odenkirk, if you talk again, I'll break your fucking legs, but mostly
that's when he's most confrontational because there's no time left. It's
no time for any fun bullshit. It's like, go, go, go.
Right. But even though he is, that is his moment, he rarely forces somebody to change something. I mean, writers are always telling me,
that's true.
Yes, he'll give you the note. He'll say maybe this, maybe that, but he isn't going to say you have to change the ending. He lets it belong to the writers, which is so unusual.
Some of mine got dirty, and he would say, to interrupt you, he would say, I don't know if you need that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put it if you want, but I don't know if you need it. And that's a good way of saying, oh, you feel like it's a little dirty? It's kind of smart the way it is. I don't know if you need that. And you go, yeah, okay. Like, Okay, well, if you say it, I'm obviously younger and just new on the show. I think I would take your gut feeling over mine.
I know, because I said to Lauren just in the fall when I was there, I said, you're like an AI. Like you have downloaded the show in your brain.
That's a good
So
way.
Lauren's blink is the best blink because he can't even... He's going back to, Danny did that in my early days. Like, it's similar to a Chevy idea. It's like, so that's why his blink is really good. He kind of knows, he can't even totally describe what's wrong in a way, but his spider sense, because he's downloaded the show.
But he might say, as David was just saying, he might say, well, do you think it's working?
Stuff like
that's
that.
how he would do it. Do you think it's working? But Dana, this is reminding me, what David just said is the story you told me about the time he thought Church Lady got too dirty with the football players.
Yeah. And he was really kind of right. It was just, it was Joe Montana and Walter Payton, and I'm doing a church chat. And so it was just became vaudevillian sexual innuendos. So like we're playing football, squeeze the between your legs and let me, it was just a lot of that.
Bulbous
and Lauren
nuts.
was like, does it really, it was like a little, and he didn't want Church Lady for a while.
People like the Church Lady.
I think she needs a name, and stuff like that. And he didn't really like the Superior Dance. He wanted to be more grounded in reality, but like he never told me yay or nay, but the Joe Montana one, because maybe it was lowbrow or something. It was later in the show, but it killed so hard that the old timer sound man said, "I've been here for 20 years. I've never seen the needles go that high." So anyway,
that Superior Dance thing. I mean, I didn't know he didn't like that because, boy, I think that's so funny. But
I think he wasn't a fan of it, but maybe he probably accepted it as the character grew, got bigger.
Yes, she became a signature.
Yeah,
because I know Conan told me that, or maybe Lauren told me, maybe they both told me. Rare instance of everybody agreeing that Lauren was always telling Conan to get rid of that string dance thing that he did. Where he would touch his nipples and go.
Yeah.
Lauren hated that. But Conan stuck with it and it worked. There are people, people, I guess.
Well, that is the thing about catchphrases and or repetitive physical things or signature. Johnny Carson does the golf swing. I don't know if there's something homey to your brain, Conan's doing that again. We all do it.
Right. Well, Mark McKinney told me that at the initial read through of the Kids in the Hall series, the one thing that Lauren just didn't understand was the "I'm crushing your head" guy.
Oh.
And that when Mark, that sketch
That's
is
a big one.
Where the camera's set up so it looks like you're
everyone
that would have
plays
gone
that game
viral,
as a little kid in
when
some
Mark
way.
first read it, Lauren said like, "Oh, so it's a funny voice thing," but he didn't.
It wasn't.
Dana,
really.
you could say that better than me, but then when he saw it, when he saw that it was a visual, like that,
right?
Then he got it and he liked it. So again, you really have to have a sense of yourself, I guess, right? Because a more of a Fading Violet kind of performer would have just said, "Okay, we'll cut that sketch."
Right, sure.
Right. And Lauren he's open to, if it works, it works. I mean, he just loves a laugh. So if, that makes him so high, and you see how he still just suffers. If the show's going a little flat, you see it in his body language, his attitude. If the show is lifted, it's just, from across the way, if your sketch destroys, it'd be like, and that's like a really good coach that never overpraises, but when he does, it means a hell of a lot. So that's
right. Yeah.
aspect.
So many people told me about how they would come off stage and just feeling like they really killed. And, then in the Monday meeting, he wouldn't talk about that, but he would say, Nora, you were breathtaking as the fourth waitress, that kind of thing.
Yes. I thought Jan's exit was breathtaking.
Exit. Well, Susan, Dana, anything else for this young lady who's writing a great book?
So now your book is emerging.
Yeah.
Within this gigantic SNL 50th.
Yeah.
Whatever you want, extravaganza. you know, and I can't keep track of all the documentaries. People, I don't, you know, were you in that
You
one?
gotta watch, the cowbell one is great. We got to watch that.
It's a whole
I just went to a
documentary?
little house they rented for me and said, will you talk about cowbell? I go, okay. So I'm doing it. And then they were talking about
You're great
Lauren.
in it, Dana. Yeah.
I don't even remember what I said, but it's such an extravaganza. And then your book's coming out. I guess that's a good thing rather than if the book had come out during just a regular year.
Yeah.
Well, it took me so long to write it that
only 10 years.
This wasn't part of the plan. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that
I love that it
come out 5 years ago.
fell into right now is good.
It really worked. And I'd say, I mean, it definitely works. And especially because so much of the hoopla, so much of the other stuff, you know, it's like snippets of sketches. But my hope is that, you know, people really don't know that much about Lorne. You know, the comedy cognoscenti know that he's Obi-Wan Kenobi and everything else. But I think that the greater world doesn't know how complicated and fascinating and strange and brilliant he is. And I hope, as you were saying, Dan, I hope I'm kind of able to explain that a little bit. So
Sure.
The one thing people asked me today about the show that I don't have an answer for, just a basic answer, I guess, but how numerologically the cast has started to expand and then become an expansionist cast. So like 20 cast members. So people will ask me, why do they have all those cast members? And I go, well, I guess a safety net, or what? Did he ever talk about that?
I think that's a really good question, because I know there was a time in the 90s when he was trying to do the changeover, like between the, you know, Hartman cast to the Sandler cast. He was hiring a lot of people. I thought it was maybe just to ease create a buffer. And then there was like some big budget cutback and he had to get rid of a bunch of them. But yeah, I don't know the answer to that unless, and I'm speculating here, unless it's in a diversity effort, you know, to just try to get a more diverse cast. But I don't think it serves the show, because I think that there's so many people. You're kind of, who's that
You
one?
don't
I
know
don't remember
for
that
sure.
one.
You don't know for sure. It's too
And
hard.
It's very hard. I talked to some of the young cast members, because if you're not in it a lot and then you get in there and then you maybe flub a line or don't totally score, then you go back again. Where I think I was part of the last small cast. And then when David and Sandler and Farley all, you know, we got some really great people to add to us and some left. But me and Phil and John, I think, were just the three major male sketch players. So I was in 4 things the first show, or 5 things. And I have a lot of empathy for the cast members that they're in the dugout. They're on the bench. They're not
And do
playing.
you quit, or do you stay and you go, I quit SNL. I didn't get anything out of it. Like, it's so hard to sit there and rot going, am I going to ever score? It really takes one good sketch. Then you're on the map.
What was yours, David? What was the thing that made you feel
God,
like
it took a long time. I think it was one where I played a receptionist was the first time I got any sort of.
And you had a catchphrase.
Did it it was in Dress, the last sketch, in the Air, it was the first sketch. And so
that's a
that
good
was
and
Roseanne.
you are was the
Jesus,
catchphrase.
And you are
You
so good. Yeah.
Just a dry bit based on kind of Lorne. I'm going to see
and the assistants.
and all
But,
that.
you know, the thing about the huge cast that's even harder now, Dana, and when I was hanging around there a few years back, you know, the cast they would let you know. I mean, of course, it's thrilling for them when geniuses like you and, you know, Alec and everybody come in to play these cameos. But during the first Trump administration, you know, it's so many. You know, you have all these stars coming in.
Yeah.
And that also squeezes.
Matt Damon and so forth. All great people doing great parts.
If you were in the cast, you might be pissed.
Of course.
Well, I did ask, and I was sincere about it when they asked me to do Biden. I said, does Mikey still want to do it? Does anybody want to do it? And and they said no. Because Biden was sort of a thankless task. It was a difficult one, and there was the whole energy around, should you make fun of his mental acuity or not, and threading that needle. So I was totally aware of that. And they're all incredibly sweet. They seem sweeter than we were, but they're very nice people. But we had Dan Aykroyd come in and do Bob Dole. That was it once.
Yeah.
And then it was all us playing it. So I don't know. I mean, Lorne has his thing. I don't think he likes when people leave. I think when Belushi and Aykroyd left, it kind of left him flat-footed. And so he likes I get it. He likes a bench that can come in and, so
right.
50 years. Now, a final question.
Okay.
How much longer, since you've been inside this Lorne brain, will he go?
Well, I firmly believe, I don't think he's going to just say over and out. He's never missed a show. He's never missed a show.
Yeah.
I think they'd have to carry him out of there in a stretcher. But I don't think that any of I don't buy any of the replacement theories. I don't think Tina or Seth or I can't see any of them doing it. What I think is the likelier idea, and I hope this doesn't sound too McKinsey, but the way I see it, Lorne is completely essential 2 days of the week. He has to be there during read through because he really pays attention to the room.
Yeah.
And then he, picks the show after that with his deputy's help. And then Saturday, when he's sitting there under the bleachers,
it's a good theory,
and so I think he has this great team of people who could do the other stuff. And if he came in, was wheeled in on Wednesday afternoon and on Friday and on Saturday evening.
Stretcher.
Well, there's an element. No. There's like a soft element of that now,
Yeah,
I would want an answer, and they said, "Well,
sure.
We'll let you know when Lauren gets here. It's 4 o'clock."
That's
Lauren
right.
knows
That's
how to pace himself and when to lock in.
Yeah.
So he's doing a soft version of that,
Yeah, I think that's right. And all those people, Doyle and Kenward and Higgins, they really know him, so they can give a pretty good approximation.
Yeah, when he'll come in,
and
what he might say. Yeah.
But there's no one could do what he does under the bleachers. I mean, when I'm sitting there under the bleachers with him, and you guys, I'm sure you've done this, right? And the funniest one when I was there for the Jonah Hill show, and Maggie Rogers, who was then just starting out as a singer, she comes out on stage at dress wearing this big red caftan and no shoes. And Lauren just goes, barefoot. Where's she from? A place with roads? He was so mad.
I know. Well, the funniest one is just that he watched the dress show and the Chardonnay should be more pale, stuff like that. It's like, but he notices things you're not even aware. But yeah, I think he's going to go a while.
He seems very, he's very with it and alert, and I've never seen him sick. He's taking good care of himself.
I don't hear that. I never. It doesn't look like, even I was there briefly, it doesn't seem like he's, barely getting to this 50th. It's like 50th, then they got the rest of the season after the big show, and then they start working on next season. I don't know
when this podcast airs, but I bet you, Lauren, he's only human. I mean, he will be kind of a little bit relieved when this whole hoopla over, because we can't, unless it was the mic drop, the show ends. He knows that pretty soon, okay, we still have 10 more fucking shows to do.
Well, one thing he did tell me when the Reitman movie came out, that was sort of the beginning of, like his anonymity being blown in a way. I mean, he told me he didn't see it. I mean, who knows if he did.
I said I saw it for you, and you come off great.
Yeah.
I said you don't have to see it.
But he said, I just feel like I've lost control of my life. It's like as a 50th approach, I think he's really excited about the show, and he's excited about seeing everybody. He loves everybody, but he does feel, I mean, even to some extent with the book, it's just like he's kind of stepping out. The Reitman movie put him center stage. This book puts him center stage. It's a shift for him.
Right. In the end of the day, he is the linchpin. He's bigger than any cast member as far as the history of SNL. He is,
sure.
Well, he is, as I think I quote some agent in the book saying that when she has clients going to audition for Lauren, she says, you got to remember, he is the star of the show. It's Lauren, which is interesting.
Interesting. But he loves funny people, and he
really does.
He does,
and he's funny. He's a funny person, which a lot of people
extremely
don't know.
Dry, droll wit. Yeah, that hits you pretty hard sometimes. Wow. Well, congratulations. It's hard to write a book, and I'm sure it's going to do really well. And what was your advance? How much did you got so far? Hello.
So February 18th.
Thank you so much. This was really,
18th.
really fun, you guys.
This flew by. It was easy. We love talking about our old boss.
Call back anytime, okay?
I can't wait to read my chapter. All right. Bye.
Thanks, Susan. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
This has been a presentation of Odyssey. Please follow, subscribe, leave a like, a review, all the stuff. Smash that button, whatever it is, wherever you get your podcasts. Fly on the Wall is executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Jenna Weiss-Berman of Odyssey, and Heather Santoro. The show's lead producer is Greg Holtzman.